It's time for another edition of Gatemen Baseball here on the Gatemen pregame show alongside Cory Miller. I'm Josh Richardson. Today, Wareham battles Orleans from Eldridge Park. Second matchup of the season between the Firebirds and the Gatemen. The first one, Cory, Wareham held a 5-0 lead before 7 runs in the 5th and 6th. Really broke things open for Orleans.
Yeah, things were really looking good for the Gatemen early in that game. They scored 2 in the first and then added 3 more, 5-0 after 4 innings. And that's what you want from your offense, to start the scoring early, really let your pitcher settle into the game. So through 4 innings, it really looked like it was the Gatemen's game to lose, and obviously things didn't go their way on the back half.
Yeah, 7 runs in the 5th and 6th inning total for Orleans. Really broke the game open for the Firebirds. But then Wareham got back in the win column. 2-1 win over Brewster. The pitching was spectacular. Then yesterday, a loss against YD. Pitching was still pretty good, just the 3 earned runs even in the 6-3 loss.
Yeah, and I think a big part of what today's matchup is going to come down to is trying to carry over that pitching from the past 2 games into today's matchup, and certainly a strong possibility to do so. Orleans is the bottom half of the league in average hitting under 200, and the offense has been there. Maybe haven't found that scoring margin the way they did against Orleans the first time in YD this past week, but they've given you what they needed to succeed and backed up the pitching staff, whether it was the 2 runs against Brewster, whether it's what they put up the 3 runs last night. It's been there. So if the pitching can shut down these Orleans bats, recipe for success.
It's another big game. Wareham 2 games below 500, but for more on this matchup, we send it to our sideline reporter, Rayna Maggelet.
I'm Rayna Maggelet, joined alongside Wareham Gatemen catcher Levi Clark. So Levi, last night you went 2 for 4 RBI and a run. What was really working for you yesterday?
I felt like I was seeing the pitcher's pitches pretty good. Just got some pitches to hit and didn't miss them.
Yeah, so this is the last matchup of the month of June. What key takeaways have you gotten thus far into the season?
Kind of just getting used to honestly swinging wood again. As crazy as that sounds, not swinging it for a while, but you know, feels good.
It's a good skill to have for sure. Final question, what final goals do you have set for yourself the rest of the summer?
Starting to get on a little winning streak. This team's good enough to do it, and being the best catcher I can be, honestly.
Yeah. Well, good luck tonight. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thanks, Rayna. Cory and I have you covered with the 6:30 first pitch on Cape League TV and on YouTube. First trip this season to Eldridge Park, and the Gatemen attempt to get back in the win column. A 6-3 loss to YD last night has Wareham ready to do battle against Orleans. Alongside Cory Miller, I'm Josh Richardson. Cory, these are 2 teams that are pretty familiar with each other, just played a little bit earlier this week. Didn't go in the Gatemen's favor.
No, it did not. In a similar situation last night with the Gatemen against YD, where it's kind of like a revenge game after you played a familiar squad earlier in the week, dropped the contest in a competitive game, close contest. The Gatemen led in that one, as we talked about, 5-0 through 4 innings. The fact then that the Firebirds scored 7 unanswered runs ideally leaves a bad taste in the Gatemen's mouth. Felt like they probably should have won that game and want to bounce back here tonight on the road.
Pitching was a lot better. You know, the 2 games after that Orleans matchup, just 1 run given up in the 2-1 win over Brewster, and then 6-3 loss to YD, but of course 3 of those runs did come unearned. So the pitching has been good, but now you have to try and get a lot of offense flowing against an Orleans pitcher that was last year's Cape League Pitcher of the Year in Itsuki Takemoto.
Part of what makes him so difficult to hit is that he throws 5 pitches. Fastball, cutter, slider, curveball, changeup. Will utilize all of them. Really tough as a hitter when you haven't seen these guys, especially throughout multiple games during the college circuit, to come in and have to contend with 5 different pitches.
The Wareham lineup starts with Braden Randall. He leads it off from the left-handed batter's box. Takemoto from the windup kicks and deals his first pitch, misses downstairs for ball 1, and we are underway from Eldridge Park. 6:29 on first pitch. Sunday, June 29th, a beautiful night at the field for some baseball. 1-0 to Randall is a fastball in the zone for strike 1. Lineup following Randall, Clark and Daly, the 2-3 hitters. McDonald, Yost, and Carnes make up 4-5-6, and rounding out the order, Stripling, Brayfogle, his debut for the Gatemen, and Caius Gargett hitting 9th. 1-1, misses inside. Randall, one of the most consistent bats in this Gatemen lineup, 6-game hitting streak. .294 this year. Fastball inside corner, strike 2.
such a big part of the offense since he's really solidified his top spot atop the order, helping this Gatemen team score 2 in the first inning against Orleans last time they played.
Wardrobe malfunction there for Randall. His wrist guard came off, tightens it back up, and steps back into the box. I mentioned Cape League Pitcher of the Year last season for Orleans Takemoto, .71 ERA in 25 and a third innings. Here's his 2-2, back up the middle and caught. Shift was on for Orleans. Covarrubias came up with it for a quick first out from Randall. Hit it back up the middle, but right to him.
Yeah, we saw a lot of shifts against both righties and lefties that the Red Sox implemented last night. I think that's something the Gatemen may have to get fairly used to. If it's successful for one team, chances are another's going to notice it, try and carry it over, utilize it for their success. Already shifting Levi Clark here.
Big shift on Clark over into right field. First pitch is a breaking ball outside. Defense for Orleans, Mendez Crossland and Anthony Potestio in the outfield. Dawson Bryce, Ryan Kucherek, Abri Covarrubias, and Michael O'Shaughnessy in the infield. Sebastian Pisacreta behind home. Takemoto's pitch misses upstairs.
Again, it's going to be tough against a pitcher who has 5 pitches to really get going early, because he has so many different offerings he can turn to. Might be a bit more of a slow burn tonight, but again, try and get that pitch count up, see as many of those offerings as you can.
2-0 to Clark. Fastball finds the corner. Looking into the field, Covarrubias shaded to the left side of second base, so 3 infielders over on that left field side. O'Shaughnessy playing well off the bag at first. 2-1, big hack and a miss.
To be able to pull a pitch like that out, the confidence to locate a breaking ball when you're down in the count, really effective pitching from Takemoto. Typically a fastball count, hadn't seen that breaking ball perfectly placed.
Back to even, 2-2. Kicks, deals to Clark. This is outside. A couple Gatemen hitters went the opposite way yesterday. Landon Stripling had all 3 of his hits over into left field. A couple other guys beat the shift as well. Stripling hitting 7th in this lineup today. 3-2 inside. And Clark works a full count walk with 1 out here in the first.
Clark has definitely shown his on-base skills since arriving with the Gatemen, in addition to his power. But back to that shift, it's probably going to be something that until the Gatemen prove they can beat consistently, they're probably going to see it from a variety of teams. Haven't really implemented a ton on their own, but interesting to see here since you obviously do have some pull hitters, but it's not like they're dead red consistently.
First pitch to Ty Daly is a fastball up and away. Daly 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout against the Red Sox. It was a 6-3 loss for the Gatemen. 3 runs coming in the top of the 9th after they tied it in the home half of the 8th. Fouled off on the 1-0. Daly, one of the most consistent bats in this Gatemen lineup. Randall, Clark, and Daly in some form, the top 3 hitters. 1-1, skied and fouled over the left field line and into the street.
He sped him up with a couple of fastballs, then slowed it down, breaking ball. A lot to adjust to when you have to see 2 fastballs high, then he changes the eye level and the speed on you.
1-2 to Daly, lined over into left field, flaring down, and it's down for a hit. Daly goes the opposite way, jammed up shot, and the Gatemen have 2 on and 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, you said it, a jammed up shot in on the hands. Enough strength, though, from Daly to fist it out to left field, kind of in no man's land. And a chance for the Gatemen to strike first yet again off of a premier arm.
Takemoto's fastball finds the zone. On Caden McDonald, came in as a defensive replacement last night. Chris McHugh exited the game about midway through. McDonald came in, played first, drew a walk. Now here behind 0-1, breaking pitch, misses upstairs.
Two-way player against two-way player, right? Takamoto, two-way guy out of Hawaii. 14 games started 30 games at DH, so two guys who can both pitch and hit doing battle right now.
Top of the zone against McDonald, and it's 1-2. His on-base percentage this season, Cory, .529. Sees more and more action at the dish. Grounds one over to short. Flip to 2 for 1, and over to first for 2. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning for the Gatemen. Two men left stranded after the top half of the first. Orleans come up to bat in the home half on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Two stranded after a 6-4-3 double play from Caden McDonald ended the inning. On the mound for the Gatemen tonight, Cooper Consiglio, the lefty, had a pretty solid start against Harwich his last time up, just didn't get the win.
Really hoping to build off of that after a season which he had a 10.59 ERA at NC State, 6 games started. The key for him is going to be locating early in counts to avoid having to throw too many fastballs. If hitters get a consistent look at the heater, they squared it up during the spring. It's a good pitch, but he doesn't want to have to overthrow it. Got unlucky with batted balls in play this past spring, so locate early. Use the fastball breaking ball combo to put hitters away.
He went 4 1/3 against the Mariners a week ago today. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned, and a 3-2 loss for Wareham. First pitch misses upstairs and just out of the glove of Carnes to Anthony Potestio, the leadoff hitter in this Firebirds lineup. Potestio, one of just 2 lefties for Orleans today, the second of which, Michael O'Shaughnessy, stands on deck. Fastball, top of the zone. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Following O'Shaughnessy, Michael Crossland, the 3-hitter. Sebastian Pisacreta at the 4. Avery Covarrubias, 5. Alejandro Garza, 6. As the 1-1 is lined into center field. Yost has to back off on it, and it's down for a hit. Leadoff single for Potestio, and the Firebirds strike quickly.
We haven't mentioned it yet, Josh, but for those who are unaware, the dimensions at Eldridge Park kind of interesting. 314, 315 down the right left field lines, but it's 434 to dead center. So a huge distance straight away. We'll see how that affects where especially the center fielder aligns positionally. Yost has to be pretty far back to cover all that room in the alleys.
Only 2 players have ever hit a home run to dead center field at Eldridge Park. Frank Thomas, 1. Kyle Schwarber, the other.
Gatemen alum.
Those guys are pretty good. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber.
Big fellas.
Curveball misses to O'Shaughnessy. He's ahead 1-0.
You need plenty of power to groove one all the way out there.
Rounding out the order, Jonathan Mendez, Ryan Kucherak, and Dawson Bryce, 7, 8, 9. Check over to first. He's in safely. Close play at the bag. That's McDonald keeping him on. O'Shaughnessy Firebird team leader in hits. Of qualified batters, second on the team in OPS at 827. 1-0. Fastball top of the zone.
A pickoff move from Consiglio we saw last night from Richter can really be used effective in terms of limiting the run game, keeping guys close, even in terms of picking them off. So if he gets base runners on, look to him to turn to that as a lefty.
Another check over. Back safely. Seen a couple pickoffs over the last few games, 2 against Brewster, and then a few last night also against YD.
And at the very least, it keeps runners close. Even if you don't pick them off, it gives Hunter Carnes now tonight a better chance to gun them down at second.
Well, the 1-2 hitters for YD last night, Dowd and Miller, stole 4 bases. O'Shaughnessy hacks and misses.
And it's going to be a challenge to get guys consistently because, as Ryan Smythe has talked about, with the catchers having to learn the arsenals of all these different pitchers, it's tough to know kind of exactly what to expect pitch to pitch. So the timing is a more difficult thing. It's why you got to keep runners as close as you can.
1-2. Fastball got him looking. Outside corner, and O'Shaughnessy down on strikes.
Fastballs in that at-bat located really nicely from Consiglio. A couple right at the belt with plenty of velocity, tough to get to, but all 3 were located on the outer part of the zone. Stay away from the lefty O'Shaughnessy. Good approach there from Consiglio.
And now the platoon advantage for the Firebirds starts with 7 straight right-handers. And the first pitch to Crossland finds the outside corner. Another fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, get ahead early. That's what's going to be important for him if he wants to put him away on a breaking ball late in counts, but keep those fastballs outer part of the plate.
Potestio on first, another check over. McDonald applies the tag late. I mentioned the stolen bases, Cory, and, even though those 2 leadoff hitters, 1-2 Dowd and Miller yesterday for YD stole those 4 bags, Levi Clark was behind home, and he threw out 2 runners. Caught 2 stealing as well. Now another check over. No tag applied for McDonald. Potestio back in safely.
It's a function of keeping those runners on as close to the first base bag as you can. Obviously, getting a good pitch to throw down on helps too.
0-1. Curveball, swing and a miss.
Nice pitch from Consiglio. Same exact arm slot, arm angle as that fastball. Just the change in velocity, locating both of them really nicely on the outside corner.
You can keep hitters off balance when you check over on runners. Don't get into a rhythm. Now ahead 0-2, delivers to home, fouled off into the netting.
And even tonight, with the lefty on the mound, the ability to have to force base runners to make the decision whether they're going first move or second move. First move can lead to some pickoffs, while second move you don't get that better jump that you would hope in order to swipe a bag.
Lined off the foot of Consiglio and into right field. Potestio heads for third. A 1-out single for Crossland has runners on the corners. 1 out here for the Firebirds, and Consiglio's going to be maybe on a bit of a flight foot after that.
Yeah, that ball was hit pretty hard right back up the middle. Sometimes those situations, when it hits the pitcher, it can serve to benefit the defense because it caroms right to a defender. That time it was the exact opposite with Randall ranging up the middle. It caromed into right. So now Consiglio is just going to take a couple of warm-up pitches to reset after that. But it caroms right off of him in no man's land with Randall having to range up the middle. And a tough break, especially since the lead runner, Potestio, got all the way to third.
Well, it's funny, Cory, because a similar thing happened yesterday when Braden Randall was up with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Hit one right back up the middle at Brady Hamilton as that one is lined over to short. Gargett flips to second for 1, over to first. He got him in time. 6-4-3 double play ends both the top and the home half of the first. And this game remains scoreless after 1. 0-0 Firebirds and Gatemen on Cape League TV.
At the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan & McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan & McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan & McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Zero entering the second. Cory, only 2 players this season for Wareham have played in all 12 games. One of them, Hayden Yost. He hits leadoff against Takemoto to start the second inning. First pitch fastball down at the knees for strike 1.
Valuable guy to have leading off an inning with Yost. Given his speed, he's raised the average a little bit as of late. His ability to get on via walks, base hits.
0-1, just below. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yost had 2 hits against the Red Sox yesterday. 1 chopped back up the middle, the slicing over into left field on the shift. Normal infield look for the Firebirds here as Yost chops that one foul down the first baseline.
And really seeing that shift significantly last night. The Gatemen did a good job. Stripling, Yost, a couple of other guys going against it. So the success has been there in the few times they've seen it.
Takemoto kicks and deals, fastball outside.
The at-bats so far tonight have been positive, too, against the guy who was 5 pitches. Even McDonald grounded in that double play. That was a hard hit ground ball to short. Base hit, a walk, so good at-bats so far against a guy with this arsenal.
2-2. Fastball got him swinging. Up at the letters, and Yost down on strikes to start the second.
Just a fastball up in the zone, would have been a ball. But Takemoto had been locating that pitch well early in the at-bat. Down in the zone, that time changed the eye level, and a solid put-away pitch.
First pitch to Hunter Carnes is a chopper over to third. That's Dawson Bryce. Makes the toss across the diamond for out number 2.
Against the shift right there, that's just sort of a classic how they draw it up. Went with a breaking ball, hoping that the hitter in Carnes will be out in front of it. He was. A weak rounder to the left side, right into the teeth of that shifted infield, easy out.
Just the 1 strikeout for Takemoto, now through 1 2/3. Last season had 23 Ks and 25 1/3 innings for the Firebirds. First pitch fastball in for a strike against Stripling. This season so far, not as many Ks, but still having that same production on the mound. No earned runs allowed in 4 innings pitched against Brewster his last time out. Ahead 1-0 on Stripling. Breaking pitch misses outside.
And like I said, against a guy like him who has had success across the Cape with his repertoire, could be a bit of a slow burn tonight, at least initially, until you scratch across that first run, but still make him work to get outs.
1-1 outside. Shift is on for Stripling, with Covarrubias in the outfield grass over and right. Kucherak shaded to the right side of second. Now ahead 3-1. On deck, Easton Brayfogle, eager to make his Gateman debut this summer. 3-1. Lined over into left field. It's deep. Mendez up at the wall. He makes the grab. Stripling hit it hard, but right at Mendez and left. And that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go down here in the second. And Takemoto threw 2 scoreless, entering the home half between the Firebirds and the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Sync Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law. That's synclaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this.
Home half of the second, still scoreless from Eldridge Park. Alongside Cory Miller, I'm Josh Richardson. 5-6-7 in the Firebirds lineup. Covarrubias, Garza, Mendez facing Consiglio. Second inning of action starts with a ball outside to Covarrubias, the second baseman. Consiglio now sets, kicks, deals. Fouled off and over the first baseline. Cory, we've been to most of the parks so far around Cape Cod this summer. I think the one that we haven't so far is Chatham, and that's up on the schedule next week. This might be the most well-attended game that I've seen. 1-1, fouled off.
And there's not even a ton of really bleachers or grandstands, but
it's all everybody just sitting on the grass.
On the grass, people get here early, set up shop down the first base, third base line, especially the first base side. Plenty of room across the grass, and Sunday night baseball, plenty of people here.
1-2, fouled off over the first baseline again. It helps that it's a pretty perfect night, Cory. I mean, the sun has gone down 73 degrees here in Orleans, Massachusetts. It was a lot warmer earlier today. 1-2, breaking pitch, got him looking.
It was certainly toasty early on today. Consiglio's been pretty toasty. I don't know if that really works together, but early in this game, beautiful job that at bat. You're seeing the approach. The fastball's early in counts. If he can locate it well, it allows him to throw that breaking ball late in the count. Hitter, if they don't time it up correctly, you get that swinging or called strike 3.
He's got 2 looking strikeouts and a 6-4-3 double play. Fastball misses upstairs to Garza. Really does have a very homey feel. You know, everybody just getting to sit so close. No real stands. On the lawn, ready to watch some baseball. 1-0. Checked his swing, he went around. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Garza DHing tonight. He came in as a pinch hitter when these two teams squared off just a few days ago. Came in to replace Tristan Salinas defensively at third. Now ahead 2-1. Consiglio kicks and deals. Fouled off over the press box, straight back of home plate. Count even 2-2.
Garza struck out just 10 times last year, second across all Division I hitters. So a tough bat to punch out, but Consiglio's got 2 strikes.
2-2, chopped over to third. Stripling plays it on 2 hops, fires across the diamond, and McDonald stays on the bag for the putout. Nice extension from Caden McDonald to grab the second out here in this inning.
A tough play on both ends. Garza pretty speedy, so you have that internal clock going in your head as a fielder that you have to get rid of the ball quickly, and it certainly helps when your first baseman stands at 6'3". McDonald needed all of that frame and that height to be able to maintain his foot on the bag, all while reeling in the throw.
McDonald's somebody that hasn't appeared a lot as an infielder for the Gatemen so far this summer. Came in defensively yesterday after McHugh exited. Other than that, we've just seen him as a DH, two-way player on the mound as well. First pitch to Mendez is fouled and slicing down the first base line and out of play.
It's really been Ty Daly, kind of been that fixture over at first base. Couple appearances in the outfield like here tonight, playing in left, but obviously good to see other options in there like McHugh or McDonald.
Mendez chops one over to short. Gargett gets a look and tosses over to McDonald for the out. A strikeout and 2 groundouts for Consiglio in the second, and we remain scoreless heading into the third. 0-0 between the Gatemen and the Firebirds on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the 2nd year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today. Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Leading off for the Gatemen from the University of Arizona, right fielder number 20,
After a 65-game season at Arizona, Easton Breifogel gets to make his debut for the Gatemen in a 0-0 game in the top of the third between Orleans and Wareham. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that finds the inside corner for strike 1.
Certainly a welcome addition to this offense, a guy that Wareham is hoping can really energize them, kind of like what Levi Clark and Chris McHugh have provided. He was hitting some bombs in BP yesterday.
0-1, takes a fastball up and away. Count draws back to even. At Arizona this season, hit .248. Takes a pitch downstairs. Ranked as the #1 overall prospect from Minnesota coming out of high school. Big addition here for Wareham. 2-1. Fastball misses away.
He's hitting 8th here tonight, but once he gets in the groove of things with the wooden bat, gets those plate appearances across the Cape down, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Smythe asked him to play a much larger role, maybe more so in the middle of this lineup, if not the top.
Pitch. In for a strike. Breifogel thought it was ball 4, just clipped the outside corner. And his first at bat starts with a full count. Takamoto's payoff. Misses downstairs and gets past Pisacreta. Brayfogle takes his time, and his on-base percentage moves to 1,000 after one at-bat with Wareham.
You heard Ryan Smythe say from the dugout, great leadoff at-bat right there. The ability to get your leadoff runner on to start an inning against a really quality pitcher, so important because of the potential pressure he can cause on the base pass. Brayfogle has got good speed now leading off of first, and you have Caius Gargett, who's hitting over 300 this summer now up at the plate.
And now you're in a spot where you have a man on for quote-unquote 2 back-to-back leadoff hitters in 9-1. First pitch to Gargett, fastball inside corner, strike one. Gargett is followed by Braden Randall, who leads off for the team. Randall just 6 points under 300, Gargett 4 over. Two guys that have really come alive at this point in the season. Big hack and a miss from Gargett there. And he's behind 0-2.
Gargett, one of just 2 hitters in addition to Levi Clark, who's hitting over 300 currently for the Gatemen. Sort of like that second leadoff guy for Wareham.
Takamoto steps off and now ready to go. Gargett had a 4-game hit streak before 0 for 3 with a walk against Brewster. Now behind 0-2, takes a pitch downstairs. His bat really got going after he had 5 days off between that opening weekend and then went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs against Hyannis. 1-2, fastball got him looking. Right at the knees. And Gargett down on strikes here in the third.
And that at bat, it was the ability by Takamoto to mix and match across his 5 different pitches to really force that strikeout, give Gargett different looks with the velocity and the movement.
Second time through the lineup here in the third. Randall comes up with a runner on. It's Brayfogle. First pitch, lined over to short. It's Kucherek, steps on the bag, throws to first for the out. 6-3 double play, second of the game for Orleans. And Wareham leaves another runner on after 3 innings. The Gatemen 0, Orleans coming up to bat.
When it comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
A-Plus repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time. Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
Home half of the third starts 8-9-1 for the Firebirds. Kucherek, Bryce, and Potestio against Consiglio. His third inning of action starts with a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Both 8 hitters in these 2 lineups, season debuts. Easton Brayfogle started off for Wareham. Had a walk to lead off the third, and now Kucherek here. His first game, ahead 2-0. Consiglio fires. Fastball downstairs, 3-0.
This is what he wants to avoid, falling behind hitters, especially 3-0. Consiglio really dropped the walk percentage second half of the season.
4-pitch walk for Kucherek. Fastball misses upstairs. He drew 20 walks this past year at
From the
Northwestern
University of North
and gets his
Carolina,
first this
Charlotte,
season for the
third baseman,
Firebirds here in the
number
third.
7, Dawson Bryce.
And those last two pitches especially, just sort of non-competitive, one down, one really far up. Nothing that Kucherak's really going to offer at. And Consiglio's been doing a great job getting ahead early. It's why that was only his first walk of the game.
Check over to first. Dips out of the glove of McDonald and back to Consiglio on the mound. Another check over. Tag applied for McDonald, but not in time.
I don't think Consiglio's going to be deterred by the fact that he hasn't gotten anyone, even if that trend continues. The ability to keep the base runners as close as you can, it's a good asset to have.
Consiglio now deals for home. It's out of the glove of Carnes, and there goes Kucherak over to second base.
And obviously there it's a moot point because just released that fastball way too early in his delivery and skied it on Carnes. Even with the leap up, just couldn't smother it. So at that point, no matter how close the base runner is, they're going to get to second on the wild pitch.
Second runner in scoring position that Consiglio has had to deal with. The first was Potestio to lead off the game. As Bryce skies one into the shallow infield, Consiglio called off by the rising Stripling, who moved over in from third. That's the first out here in the third for Wareham.
One of those situations where it's theoretically anyone's ball, closer to the catcher and the pitcher. You obviously don't want the pitcher coming off the mound to make that catch. Tough for the catcher to get the mask off and go up and get it. So first and third baseman coming in to make a play there is obviously important.
Second at bat today for Potestio. Has a runner on second in Kucherak. First pitch, lefty on lefty, will hit him right in the shoulder. Consiglio's fastball misses inside. Potestio drilled. 2 on and 1 out here in the third for the Firebirds with O'Shaughnessy heading up to bat.
He's lost that release point a little bit on that fastball. Past you at bat, saw a ball high to Kucherak, Bryce the wild pitch, then the hit by pitch right there. Need to take advantage of these lefty on lefty at bats, but O'Shaughnessy's obviously been swinging a hot bat this summer.
Swinging a hot bat this summer, had a great year this past season at Davidson, broke the school record for RBIs in a single season with 70. As a man in scoring position now, first pitch, breaking ball, inside corner, strike one.
And probably a good decision right there to mix things up. The fastball location has been a bit spotty, past 2 at bats, call a breaking ball. On the first pitch, locate it well, get ahead.
Consiglio looks back to second, now delivers home. Fastball upstairs. O'Shaughnessy ducked out of the way. Back to even.
Yeah, these misses are not just close to the zone, they are well above the zone. Again, it's just getting that release point down. Now with runners on base, a little more pressure on you on the mound.
1-1. Breaking ball, found the heart of the plate, strike two. And that's the thing, back-to-back lefties after facing 7 straight righties. You can afford to go outside, but of course outside to a righty is inside on a lefty, so that release point just has to find it for these two southpaws at the top of the Orleans order. 1-2 to O'Shaughnessy, breaking ball, misses inside.
He does have a good feel for that breaking ball right now, even though he's missed badly on the past couple of fastballs. Snapping the wrist, getting it in the zone, looks like a fastball right until it doesn't. Now, though, a tough situation after the ball.
2-2, 2 on and 1 out. The pitch will hit O'Shaughnessy right on the elbow. A walk, a pop fly, and 2 hit-by pitches have loaded the bases here in the third for Consiglio, and the Gatemen starter is in a heap of trouble.
I'm surprised Eric Luxus isn't headed to the mound for a conference. I mean, Consiglio's just lost location on that fastball, and if he can't establish that early in counts, he's going to have a tough time getting guys out. And now here we go with a mound visit.
I mean, this is a spot where you have to talk to him and just try and calm him down. Consiglio had a very solid start against the Mariners his last time up. It was a week ago today. Went 4 1/3 of just 2-hit baseball. Didn't allow a single earned run. No walks and 4 strikeouts.
And we've seen early in this game when he's locating, getting ahead with the fastball, has been very effective as we saw the first 2 innings. The problem is now, these aren't small misses with the fastball. They're really large. And so the conversation in that Orleans dugout's going to be, we're just going to sit on a breaking ball, because if he can't locate the fastball, the only thing he's going to throw is the breaking ball.
Quick visit from Luxus in the infield for Wareham. Consiglio back on the mound to deal to Michael Crossland. He had a single that bounced off of Consiglio's foot and drilled over into right field. It advanced Potestio to third. And with Crossland on first, Pisacreta grounded into a 6-4-3 double play for Wareham to escape the inning. Bases loaded here, 1 out. First pitch fastball below the knees, ball 1.
That was a good, well-located fastball right there. Just missed a little bit low. And Consiglio showing you right there that he has the confidence now to go back to that pitch. Just missed a tiny bit low.
1-0. In the air to right center. Shading away and moving over. Grab made by Brayfogle. His toss home will be without a throw. In to score is Kucherak. And Orleans strikes first here in the third thanks to the sac fly from Michael Crossland.
Productive out, obviously getting the game's first run to the plate. Consiglio, though, showing that he's able to now relocate with the fastball, get an out. And a solid job by Brayfogle and Yost to communicate in that right center gap. You have a lot of ground to cover. Consiglio 1 out away. Just a 1-run in so far. You'll take that if you can get out of this.
Potestio moved over to third. O'Shaughnessy remains at first. And Pisacreta fouls one back. If you can get out of bases loaded, 1 out with just 1 run allowed, Cory, I mean, there's worse outcomes for a pitcher.
Especially, again, how just sort of off he was with his fastball location.
Runners on the corners, 0-1. Fastball upstairs.
And so after the mound visit, there's still been a couple of misses with the fastball, but they've been much closer to the zone and in spots where you're less likely to get burned and spots where you could produce some swings and misses.
Pisacreta 1 for 4 against Hyannis. He had a 2-run shot. That was his last game played. Takes a breaking pitch in the zone. Now behind 1-2.
It was a beautiful breaking ball right there. He's had the feel for it all game, but it's really mainly effective when you can establish it after the fastball.
Consiglio, fastball upstairs, misses.
A good thought to try and speed him back up, go upstairs after you just went down, but just a little bit too high on that pitch in a spot where Pisacreta is not going to expand the strike zone that much.
2-2. Breaking ball misses upstairs again. Pisacreta's on base percentage entering today, .440. Consiglio's payoff, breaking ball, got him looking. Right back over the heart of the plate. And Consiglio gets out of it. Orleans leaves 2 stranded here in the third, but plates 1 on the sac fly from Michael Crossland. The Firebirds lead 1-0 after 3 here from Eldridge Park.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
Orleans strikes first in the home half of the third. A sac fly from Michael Crossland got the Firebirds on the board. 1-0 for the part of this Gateman order. Clark, Daly, McDonald, 2-3-4. First pitch to the designated hitter today, Clark. Fastball at the knees for strike one.
It would be big for the Gatemen to at least prolong this inning, get some guys on base, let Consiglio talk things over with pitching coach Luxus and Carnes after a tough inning.
0-1, breaking ball outside. Clark walked back in the first. Daly hit a jam shot single over into left field following, and then McDonald grounded into a double play, 6-4-3. Takamoto's 1-1, breaking ball, and it hits Clark right above the knee. And he's on first to lead it off. Walk and a hit by pitch for the DH to bring up Ty Daly in the fourth.
Breaking ball that just stayed too far inside. Not enough movement on it to move across the plate. That's why as a hitter you want to turn instead of brushing back. Going to get more favorable calls from the umpire, higher chance to get hit by a pitch. Exactly what you needed, a leadoff man on base.
First pitch to Daly, fastball outside. Orleans has been playing a shift at a pretty high frequency so far today. No shift on Daly now with a runner on. O'Shaughnessy holding on Clark at first. Takamoto delivers his 1-0. Fastball up and away again.
And it's interesting, Josh, because I think part of that is just of the mindset of, traditionally speaking, guys are more likely to hit it to the pull side than go the opposite way, because they're shifting practically everyone across this Gateman lineup.
2-0. Fastball outside.
Or they're looking at some of the, like even Easton Brayfogle, who hasn't appeared in a game prior to this point for the Gatemen. You're not basing it off of the trends this summer when he hasn't even hit in at bat prior to last inning, and you're shifting him as well.
Check back over to Clark at first. He's in safely. Daly ahead 3-0. McDonald stands on deck. After him would be Hayden Yost. Orleans up 1-0. Top of the fourth, nobody out. Runner on. Takamoto delivers a 3-0. Fastball outside corner. Daly was ready to toss his bat to the back to the dugout. And now back into the box. Ahead 3-1.
He's been keeping the ball away from Daly this entire at-bat.
3-1 delivery. Upstairs and strike two. Top half of the zone. Daly unsure of that call, and now a payoff coming up.
Went away once again, as you said, caught the upper part of the outside zone.
Payoff to Daly. Breaking ball misses low. Patience a virtue for the left fielder, and he's off over to first. 2 on, nobody out in the fourth for the Gatemen.
That's a really great at-bat from Ty Daly. You said it, the patience. There's sometimes when you have a couple calls go against you, you automatically mentally get into swing mode. Right there, after several pitches away, Takamoto tried to come back in with a breaking ball down, get a swing from Daly, but better plate discipline right there.
Cleanup man in McDonald. First pitch he sees, fastball misses high. Grounded out to end the first. 2 runners left stranded for the Gatemen. Orleans up 1-0. Top half of the 4th. Nobody out. 2 on. Takamoto delivers. Check swing there from McDonald. He's frustrated and steps out of the box to compose himself.
I think the mindset for McDonald has to be looking the other way against the shift. He's probably going to get a lot of breaking pitches in to try and get him to roll over. The thing is, if they miss inside, just turn and burn, hit it down the line.
1-1, lined over into left, but foul.
It's what he did. He got a bit of a hanging breaking ball, turned on it. That's the danger. If you miss your spot ever so slightly when you're trying to come in, whether it's a righty-lefty, they can turn on that ball, shoot it down the left field line into the gap, just a little bit out in front.
Now behind 1-2. McDonald has to protect. Takamoto's pitch rings inside. And that hits McDonald. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 4th. A similar situation for Takamoto that Consiglio put himself in the 3rd. And the Gatemen have a chance to tie or take the lead with Hayden Yost coming up to bat.
They're going to go check in on McDonald, giving the thumbs up, so he's fine. Looked like it maybe caught him in some protection there with the elbow guard. Yeah, as you said, the location now transferring over to the other side in Takamoto. That's part of the other danger of pitching inside. You miss so slightly when you set that marginal spot on the inside corner. You miss a couple inches, it's going to hit batters. You're not that precise with your location. And now it's loaded the bases.
Takamoto's at 54 pitches. His last start came against Brewster. He had a no decision. He went 4 total innings. And he left the bases loaded in the 5th. And he'll leave them loaded here in the 4th. An ovation for Takamoto. But the Gatemen have a chance to tie or take the lead. New arm coming in for Orleans. And we'll take a quick break here on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
Itsuki Takamoto out, Luke Pettit in. The right-hander replaces Takamoto, who left him in a bit of a jam. Bases loaded here in the 4th for Wareham.
To say the least, you have Hayden Yost, Hunter Carnes coming up. Big spot potential for the Gatemen. Pettit the 2.16 ERA in 3 games this season. That includes a save as well, so he's been used in some higher leverage spots out of Dallas Baptist. The Gatemen turned to their bullpen early last night, and a good sign that they're sort of returning the favor tonight against Orleans. Takamoto obviously has a lot of pitches, as we talked about, in his repertoire. Get him out of the game, get into that Firebirds bullpen early and often, and score some runs.
As it stands now for Takamoto, 3 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts, along with 2 hit batters. Line is still open. All 3 runners would be charged to him if they come across to score. Nobody out here in the 4th, and Pettit has to work out of a jam. Yost up to bat. First pitch, righty on lefty, big hack and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Yost behind 0-1.
Was sitting dead red right there against the new arm and Pettit. Good pitch with the breaking ball, buried it down in the zone out of the reach of Hayden Yost.
0-1, checked his swing, appeal over to the third base umpire, Ryan DeMare. He says he doesn't go around, count even 1-1.
Practically the same pitch right there. Yost just enough discipline to hold off.
Yost had a nice day yesterday, had 2 singles in the loss against YD. Chopped over to first, but foul. Now behind 1-2. Started the season struggling a little bit, but swinging a much hotter bat as of late. Pinch hit, 1 for 1, 1 for 4, 1 for 4, 2 for 4 yesterday. Chopped over to first again, but foul and out of play.
Just a little out in front this entire at-bat. The swings and misses, now a couple rollovers to the right side. If he can straighten that swing out a little bit, maybe think the opposite way. He's gotten some good contact the last few pitches.
1-2, chopped over and through into right field. That scores Clark. Daly now chugging for home. No throw in. Over to third base goes McDonald. A 2 RBI single for Hayden Yost puts Wareham up in front.
Still a little bit out in front to the right side, but hard hit. And obviously in fair territory, able to sneak through the infield. Little bit of a bobble by Potescu, and right allowed Daly to come in to score and McDonald to advance to third. Clutch hit from Hayden Yost to give the team the lead.
Yost just keeps swinging a hot bat. Now 1 for 2 today. First pitch, Hunter Carnes, dribbler down the first base line. Stays and moves foul.
It looked like O'Shaughnessy went to touch that ball.
It was close. It looked like he pulled it back at the last second, and the ball went foul. Him and Pettit converged along that first baseline.
And it really was a weak dribbler, as you described it. And the problem was O'Shaughnessy went to field it, more of a routine play, and he kind of bobbled it, which would have made it a much closer play at the plate. Or at first, excuse me.
It was a twister down that first baseline, and now the umpires converge to talk things over.
Yeah, Ryan Smythe came out of the dugout to ask for a conference here because I think from their vantage point, it looked like O'Shaughnessy touched that ball when the ball was still in fair territory.
It was right along that line. DeMare, the third base umpire, not going to have a great look at it, but it was the first base umpire, Mike Rebido, who made the call. Joe Carrico, the home plate, would have had a good view at it, and he rules it foul. Ryan Smythe upset, just trying to talk things out.
And so part of the challenge is going to be what would happen to Carnes because the play was still kind of ongoing. If you rule it fair, would he have been out? Would he have been on first?
Oh, you six. Here we go, kid.
These last few games, we've really seen Ryan Smythe get pretty colorful coming out of the Gatemen dugout. It all started at Red Wilson Field when the Gatemen and the Red Sox played. Since then, a couple of times, certainly showcasing his personality. Pettit skips one in front of Carnes in the dirt. He tells McDonald to hold up at third.
When your team is losing close games that they're in, they're just coming on the wrong side of, you want all the breaks you can get. Whether that's a strike 3 call going with or against you or a foul ball call going with or against you.
Covarrubias shaded back up the middle, big hole over into right field. Carnes, swings and misses, and now behind 1-2. That was something that Smythe talked about, was You know, we've done this before, and he means playing in a lot of close games. The tide will change. That was how we ended that. The tide will change. Carnes behind and leaves and misses on a breaking pitch in the dirt. Strike 3 on Carnes. First out here in the 4th. Brings up Landon Stripling. Swinging a hot bat going back to yesterday. 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double.
Yeah, and that fly ball out back in the second to left went the other way against the shift once again. This ballpark at Eldridge Park didn't hold it by a whole lot.
First pitch misses downstairs. This park won't hold a whole lot going out to left and right, but it will hold a lot into center. 434 feet to the middle of the park. Shaped like a square, which is certainly interesting. Never seen that before. Runner goes. Yost over to second. Throw. Got him by a mile. An attempt to get a second guy in scoring position sends Hayden Yost back to the dugout and leaves Stripling with 2 outs here in the 4th and just a runner on third.
The way that unfolded kind of looked like just a straight steal attempt at second. McDonald kind of into his secondary, was getting a look at the throw, might have thought about trying to swipe home, but a really good throw from Pisacreta.
Breaking ball misses upstairs to Stripling. He's ahead 3-0. Brayfogle on deck. Walk to lead off the third. 3-0. Takes it all the way. Fastball, heart of the plate, strike 1. Shift is on for Stripling. Big hole into left center with Kucherak playing on the right side of second. Delivery from Pettit. Fly ball into shallow right field. And making the grab is Potestio to retire the side. McDonald stranded on third, but the Gatemen get 2 back and take the lead in the 4th. 2-1 lead for Wareham over Orleans heading into the home half.
At the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Cooper Consiglio got out of a jam in the third, allowed just 1 run with the bases loaded and 1 out. After plating 2 in the top half of the 4th, the Gatemen lead 2-1 over the Firebirds. Alongside Cory Miller, I'm Josh Richardson. It'll be 5, 6, 7 in the Orleans order. Covarrubias, Garza, and Mendez up to face the lefty Consiglio. First pitch to Covarrubias is flied over into shallow right field, and making the basket catch is Braden Ramble, sprinting all the way over to the first baseline.
It's one of those areas where it's sort of no man's land, back behind first base, around the line, and it's where you have 3 players converging, right fielder, first baseman, and second baseman. A nice job by Randall. McDonald had a beat on it, but again, tougher for a first baseman to have to turn 360, chase after the ball. The second baseman has a longer way to go, but the angle works more so in his favor.
Yeah, he was charging at it, could see it the entire way. First pitch to Garza, downstairs for ball 1. Consiglio pitched out of that jam, walked the leadoff hitter in Kucherak, then popped Bryce out over to third. 2 hit batters, and then a sacrifice fly from Crossland before Pisacreta struck out looking to end the inning.
And so some hitters, it's obviously they don't love having to sit for a while after their team puts up runs. I think in Consiglio's case, that was a good thing. After last inning, the location wasn't there throughout. Talk things over with Eric. Luxus, get back in control here.
2-0 to Garza. Fastball inside corner, strike 1. Two-one, fastball inside. Delivery misses outside. 5-pitch walk here for Garza. 1 on and 1 out here in the 4th for the Firebirds to bring up Mendez.
That last miss, not particularly close, so not ideal to see that after the fastball location was definitely spotty throughout the 3rd, but the good news is the fastball throughout most of the at-bat. There were certainly 3 other misses, but they were much closer in and around the zone.
Consiglio now at 50 pitches through 3 1/3, and Lux is going to talk things over to him now. Mendez grounded out to shortstop to end the 2nd, but behind him was Kucherak, who started that rally in the 3rd. And that's going to do it for Consiglio. Luxus takes the ball from him, gives him a pat on the behind, and motions over into the left field bullpen. Pitching change here for Wareham in the 4th. 1 on and 1 out. 2-1 lead for the Gatemen. Orleans threatening in the home half.
Being a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
Sync Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law. That's synclaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Cooper Consiglio's day done after 3 1/3. So the right-hander Shea Went inherits a runner on and 1 out here for Orleans in the 4th. He'll have to face Jonathan Mendez and Ryan Kucherak, barring a double play.
Shea Went, right-hander on the mound, 6'1", 205 pounds. 5 1/3 innings pitched across 3 games. Can give you multiple innings. Feels like the way he has pitched this summer has gotten stronger with each successive outing. Consiglio didn't want to give up the ball here, having allowed just the 1 run, but I think given some of the control issues, especially the miss on that last fastball way up in the zone to Garza, the Gatemen really want to avoid base runners and the potential for a big inning, trying to get back to winning ways.
He went 4 1/3 against Harwich a week ago today, allowed 2 runs, neither of them earned. He went 3 1/3 today, 2 hits, 1 run, that was earned, 2 walks and 3 Ks. Garza stands on first, would be charged to Consiglio if he comes around to score on Went. First pitch righty on righty to Jonathan Mendez is a fastball that finds the zone for strike one.
And to Consiglio's line, obviously you'd maybe love 4 or 5 innings out of him, but the fact that he was able to figure things out as well as he could, given the fact that his fastball location was not there at times, really applaud him for that, especially getting out of that bases loaded jam, having allowed just 1 run.
Big lead, check over to first on Garza, he's in safely. Yesterday, Chase Richter only went 2 and 2 in a third for the Gatemen. Jacob Faulkner followed that up, went 1 2/3. Josh Butler then pitched a fantastic 4 1/3 out of the bullpen. Wasn't enough for the Gatemen. Fell 6-3 to the Red Sox. Delivery home, skips past Carnes. Garza moves over to second. Now takes a big turn for third, and he holds up. Wild pitch from Wendt, and a runner moves into scoring position for the Firebirds. 2-1 lead for Wareham here in the fourth.
Yeah, there is plenty of room behind home plate, across the backstop. A ball can kind of roll all around. Catcher has to go dig it out. So if you have a guy with lots of speed, they, as you saw there with Garza, might think about heading to third.
Wentz 1-1. Skips in the dirt. Good block from Carnes. Mendez enters today hitting 190. His last game against Hyannis went 2 for 4. Rounded out earlier today. Tying run on second went Sales 1, but a good catch from Carnes up at Mendez's head. Count 3 balls and a strike to the left fielder.
Location right now from Wendt has missed down in the dirt a couple times, now way up high. Really tough to remain calm when you have the tying run in scoring position.
Wendt goes home in the dirt, ball 4. 5-pitch walk for Mendez. 2 on, 1 out here in the fourth to bring up Ryan Kucherak, who walked in the third and started that rally.
Now with 2 runners on, your margin for error decreases even more. Going to have to, at the very least, be around the plate. Those 4 fastball misses, either way down or way up, just sort of non-competitive pitches with no break on it. The hitters are not going to swing.
It was a strike and then 4 straight balls. Kucherak sends that one into center field. Yost makes the grab. Garza fakes a tag and now stays safely at second base. Second out of the inning for the Firebirds, and went 1 step closer to exiting.
Went back in the zone with that pitch, middle part of the plate. But Kucherak off balance just enough to not get a sizable chunk of that baseball. Easy play for Yost in center for a big out number 2.
First and second, 2 outs for the 9-hitter Dawson Bryce. Wendt goes home, his first pitch, fastball outside. If Bryce reaches, it'll be the 3rd time through the order for Orleans. Anthony Potestio waits on deck. Wendt goes home, just below the knees, ball 2. .743, lights have come on here from Eldridge Park. Beautiful night for baseball, well-attended game here for the Firebirds. Big hack and a miss on the breaking pitch. Bryce now ahead 2-1.
Great pitch on a breaking ball. Missed with 2 fastballs. Located that sharp breaking pitch perfectly right at the knees. Not huge amounts of break, but it's sharp and it's late to get back in this count.
2-1. Fastball just above the knees. Strike 2.
And if he can spot the fastball right there on the outside corner, he's going to have a lot of success. He's been trying to locate it right around there, has missed, but that time was right where it needed to be.
Bryce in just 6 games, hitting .250 this season. Takes the pitch outside and a payoff coming to the 9-hitter. He popped out over to Stripling at third in his first AB. Big spot here in the 4th, excuse me, with 2 on. Went delivers, runners go. Chopped over to third. Stripling, long throw across the diamond. Pick out of the dirt from McDonald. He got him in time. 5-3 put out. Stripling to McDonald ends the inning, and Orleans leaves two more stranded. The Gatemen retain their lead. It's 2-1 entering the fifth here on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the second year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today. Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Brayfogle, Gargett, Randall, the three due up here in the fifth for Wareham.
Leading off for the Gatemen, right
End of
fielder
the
number
second
20,
and top of the third time through the order for the Gatemen. Brayfogle walked back in the third. Gargett struck out looking, and Randall grounded out over to short. First pitch, fouled up and out of play from Brayfogle. Luke Pettit back out for his second inning of action. Inherited a bases-loaded jam from Itsuki Takemoto. Only 2 runs allowed, and now delivers. Breaking ball misses upstairs.
The repertoire obviously different, not as many pitches, but still a new look for each of these hitters to contend with. But at this point, they're getting used to the fact that they're facing a lot of new arms throughout games.
Fastball top of the zone for Pettit. Now ahead 1-2.
Brayfogle wanted that pitch to go the other way, but I've been impressed. He had the walk in the third. The plate discipline has been there in his first game, not swinging out of his shoes.
1-2. Fouls one off into the backstop and stays alive. Brayfogle, 15 extra base hits this past year for Arizona in a 65-game season. Had 172 at-bats. 5 doubles, 5 triples, 5 homers. Skies one over into shallow left field. It's Dawson Bryce along the line, and he makes the grab.
The shortstop.
Got a little bit under it. You could hear the shattered bat as he got a little bit in on the hands. Good job by Pettit to get ahead early in the count. Throw that put-away pitch to retire Brayfogle.
Brayfogle now 0 for 1 with a walk in his Gateman debut. Gargett struck out looking and now takes a first pitch fastball upstairs.
Gatemen have obviously played in a lot of close games this summer. At this point right now, how can you add on, try and put it out of reach?
2-1 lead for Wareham, and a 2-0 count for Gargett as another fastball misses just over his helmet.
You've seen what they've been able to do when they get base runners on, especially in bunches.
2-0, big hack on a breaking ball, and Gargett whiffs at it. We mentioned it earlier, he's been swinging a hot bat. At a 4-game hit streak, couple extra base hits. 2-1, skies one into left center, drifting back and looking up at the wall, it's gone!
Hit it, kid!
Solo shot for Caius Gargett, his first of the season. And the Gatemen extend this lead to 3-1 here in the 5th.
Absolute shot off the bat from Gargett. Going to left center field, 350 it reads out in those parts. Got a pitch up in the zone, just turned on it. Loud piece of contact. Now the Gatemen have a little bit of breathing room.
That flips it back over to the top of this Wareham order. Randall's 0 for 2 today. First pitch from Pettit. Fastball top of the zone. Gargett, not necessarily known for his power, only has a handful of extra base hits this year. Had that triple against Falmouth last weekend. First extra base hit since then. Breaking ball in the zone for Randall, quickly behind 0-2.
He's showing you now that he's got a variety, that skill set can provide that power. Long shot to left center field there, not just a contact guy.
He had just one home run at Kentucky this past year. Randall strikes out on a drop third pitch. And Pisacreta throws it over to O'Shaughnessy at the bag.
As we mentioned earlier, it's a luxury to have Gargett as a hotter hitter bottom part of the order at 9th. To be able to produce like that, obviously an indicator of the depth of this lineup and that you have other hot bats throughout. But you'll certainly take a home run from their 9th hitter in the order.
Clark fouls one off to the backstop. Gargett had yesterday off in the loss against the Red Sox, but played against Brewster. Another guy that's been just having such a hot bat for this team. Just keeps on producing.
Even against Brewster, no hits, but got on base. So trying to impact this game one way or another.
1-1 to Clark. Chopped foul down the third baseline. Two-run lead for Wareham here in the 5th, 3-1 over the Firebirds. It's got to feel good to have a lead midway through the game. Always was fighting back against the Red Sox yesterday. Delivery to Clark. Cut on and fouled off his foot. And he takes a long walk rounding home plate to head back into the right-handed batter's box.
And the Gatemen have hit 6 homers, now 7 this summer. What almost all of them have in common are solo shots. So when they can start coming through with the power with guys on base, that's when they're really going to start to separate themselves from some of these teams. Obviously still potential to do that with base hits, solo shots, but when you can get home runs with multiple guys on base, it goes a long way.
Yeah, the only one of those that wasn't a solo shot was off the bat of Caden McDonald against YD. Clark sends that one out of the yard the other way. Oppo Taco for Levi Clark. And the Gatemen have 2 solo shots here in the 5th. Lead up to 4-1 over the Firebirds.
It's a tremendous swing by Levi Clark. That pitch was low and away. If he pulls off of it, chances are it's a swing and a miss or a grounder to the left side. To go the other way, go down and get it, shows you the approach, but also the power that Levi Clark has.
2 home runs for the Gatemen here in the 5th. First pitch to Ty Daly. He wanted to make it 3 with a big hack and a foul off into the netting behind home plate.
That pitch was down in the zone. Again, for Clark to be able to drop the barrel on it, get that much lift on it, really impressive.
Daly chops one foul down the first baseline behind 0-2. 2 solo shots here in the 5th for the Gatemen. Had those 2 home runs against YD back earlier this week. That came in the 5th inning as well. Gatemen couldn't hold on to that lead, lost 13-7. Clark grounds one over to second. It's Covarrubias, flips to O'Shaughnessy for the out. Side retired here in the 5th, but 2 solo shots extend the Gatemen lead up to 4-1. Firebirds try to answer in the home half, right here on Cape League TV.
Comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time. Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
One lead here in the home half of the fifth for Wareham. The Firebirds behind, now trying to answer. A beautiful night at Eldridge Park. A lot of fans, and one very special one that our sideline reporter Rayna Maggelet has more on.
Yeah, guys, so today walking around the field, I encountered a dedicated fan sporting a full bird costume in support of the Orleans Firebirds. Although he isn't officially affiliated with the team, he has been attending games in his handmade Firebird outfit for the past 25 years. He enthusiastically interacts with fans from both teams, posing for photos and engaging the audience to boost the ballpark spirit, which is exactly what we have here tonight. You guys.
Rayna, I mean, thank you so much. I mean, we saw him, a little bit earlier, Cory. I mean, that's a guy that seems very dedicated to this team. First pitch from Went, skips in the dirt ahead of Potestio, but that was one hefty costume.
I thought it was the Chick-fil-A mascot.
I thought it was the Red Angry Bird.
It could have been a variety of things, but that's dedication right there. Not getting paid for that, not affiliated with the team. As you said, one loyal, diehard fan.
1-0 fastball finds the zone, count back to even. Imagine if every team had something like that.
I think they'd like that. You just got to get a fan that dedicated.
1-1, skips past the glove of Carnes.
And it wasn't just the costume. It was his energy, too. He was yelling, "Go Birds," and interacting, taking pictures with everyone. It's the fans you'll take 10 out of 10 times.
2-1, back up the middle. Gargett from short across the diamond in time. 6-3 to start the fifth, brings up O'Shaughnessy with one out.
Fastball in on the hands right there. Potestio behind the roller to shortstop. Plenty of time for Gargett to make the play. Good start to the inning for Shea Went.
First pitch to O'Shaughnessy misses downstairs. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. He was left stranded shortly after. Consiglio got out of that jam, allowed just the one run. Gatemen scored 2 more in the top half of the fourth. Doubled that in the fifth, 4-1 lead. Chopped foul down the first baseline.
And that's really big to create that breathing room. I don't think you can let up. We saw this last game, up by 5. Orleans came all the way back, but it's a good start, and obviously much preferred to 2-1.
1-1. Big hack and a miss from O'Shaughnessy. He's behind 1-2. Went 1 for 4 against Harwich yesterday. Started as the DH. Added in a walk. His 3 outs were all strikeouts. Now behind 1-2. Already struck out looking. Lines one over into left field and down. Soft turn at first, but O'Shaughnessy has the Firebirds rolling here in the 5th with a 1-out single.
Great approach from O'Shaughnessy. The fastball by Went when he's located has really been placed well, and hitters have had a tough time catching up to it. Going the other way right there, weight back. Good approach against a pitch with a lot of velocity, hard hit, and what the Firebirds needed.
Just about every extra base hit that O'Shaughnessy has had at Eldridge Park, he's gone the other way with it into left field. Of course, that only a single, but just shows that any part of the field is dangerous for him. First pitch fastball to Crossland is in for a strike. Went with a runner on first. 1 out here in the 5th, 4-1 lead for the Gatemen. Delivers home, swing and a miss from Crossland. Fooled him on the breaking ball.
That's looked really sharp lately as well for Shea Went. The fact that he's been able to locate both the fastball and breaking ball, not showing hitters too many looks of either one.
Oh, 2. Fastball got him looking. Crossland down on strikes. 2 outs in the 5th for Went. Has to get through the cleanup man and Pisacreta to get out of this 5th.
Great sequence of pitches. Sometimes he started with the fastball. That time, though, a couple of breaking balls and then speed him up. Crossland, having seen the 2 breaking balls, maybe sitting on that pitch, went back to the well with the fastball located well in the outside corner.
First pitch to the catcher, misses inside on a breaking ball. This is Went's 4th appearance of the season, and each time has gotten a little bit better. He was 2 1/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned against Chatham back on the 16th. And then 2 hits, 1 run against Hyannis on the 20th. And then 1 inning of shutout baseball against YD on the 24th. And now here on the 29th, delivers a fastball upstairs. So each outing, hits have gone down, runs allowed have gone down. Started to get comfortable in this Gateman bullpen spot that he's in. Delivering a good outing here so far. 2-0. Fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
And the ability now to bridge the gap, depending upon how long they want him to go, from the early innings to now, if he can get this last out into the back half of the game, really big for the Gatemen.
Went deals a 2-1. Fastball misses outside. Pisacreta's 0 for 2. Ground out double play and a strikeout looking. 3-1. Fastball misses outside and a 5-pitch walk brings 2 on and 2 outs here for Orleans in the 5th for Abri Covarrubias.
5-pitch walk, lots of misses there, but they were all close. Went really was trying to get some calls on the outside corner, both with the fastball and the breaking ball. 2 really close misses on those last 2 pitches, but he's been around the zone. Just got to bring it a little bit more over the plate, but he's been pitching well.
That's 2 walks tonight for Went. First pitch, fastball, outside corner, strike 1.
And so there it was right there. Just a little bit more to the left. Get that call. Tough pitch to get to if you're a hitter.
He had some control issues this past season at Creighton. 31 walks in just 29 2/3 innings pitched. Lines that one into center field. O'Shaughnessy, big turn for third. He's coming home. Throw in to home is offline, and O'Shaughnessy scores. RBI single for Abri Covarrubias with 2 outs here in the 5th. Brings Orleans 1 run closer, 4-2 lead Gatemen.
That pitch right there stayed up, and it stayed in. And Covarrubias just turned on that ball right back up the middle. Easy enough when you get a pitch over the heart of the plate, not on the outside corner, inside corner. Credit to Hunter Carnes, as you said, offline throw. Nice diving play to keep it from getting to the backstop. Kept Pisacreta on at second.
That moves Pisacreta over into second. Just 1 runner in scoring position here for Went. First pitch misses outside. Carnes had to shift over to his right to make the stop. And now behind 0-1 on Alejandro Garza, who worked a walk his last time up. Represents the go-ahead run in this one. 4-2 lead for the Gatemen, 2 outs here in the 5th. Went looks at second, fires home, fouled off over the netting and out of play.
This is a big spot right now. The Gatemen would love Went to get out of this jam. If this is his last inning, give his replacement a clean inning. He can live with the run. That's why he tacked on a couple more in the top half of this inning. But you just have to shut the Firebirds down. Don't give them a big inning opportunity and a chance to come back.
1-1, fastball upstairs. If this inning gets any closer, Cory, it might start to feel a little bit like deja vu. When these two teams played at Spillane Field back on Wednesday, the Gatemen had a 5-0 lead after 4 innings. Orleans put up 7 runs combined in the 5th and 6th. Fastball finds the zone against Garza. 2-2.
I'm sure it's in the back of everyone's mind, especially Ryan Smythe, Eric Luxus. So how long is the leash on Went if he can get out of this inning here? Obviously, it's a moot point, but everyone's got to hold their end of the bargain. The pitching, the offense, the defense, especially in close games.
Went steps off to recollect himself. The Firebirds won that one 7-5. The Gatemen had opportunities late in the game to plate a few. Had runners on the corners, 1 out, middle of the order. Pop out and a strikeout. Just couldn't come through. 2-2 fouled off. Garza survives as that one slices down the first baseline.
The fastball has been there, Went on the inner part of the plate right there. Garza in 2-strike protection mode behind on that one. Went had thrown a couple of fastballs, got a call in the outer part of the plate. So now with the 2-2 count, you could probably go either way. Garza behind on the fastball, but he's seen a couple straight of them, so do you go with the breaking ball here?
Quick talk between Carnes and Went on the mound. Carnes walking slowly back to home plate to set himself back up. 2-2 count here in the 5th, 2 on and 2 outs. 4-2 lead for Wareham over Orleans. Firebirds struck first. Gatemen have plated 2 apiece in the 4th and 5th innings. Delivery. Chopper over to second. Randall on a charge. Flip to first. He got him. Went gives up 1 but escapes the 5th. Up 4-2 with the Gatemen coming up to bat in the top of the 6th. Cory Miller will take you the rest of the way from Eldridge Park. 4-2 lead for Wareham over Orleans on Cape League TV.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
Officially in the back half of this game, Caden McDonald facing Pettit. Big swing and a miss at that first pitch, 0-1. Top of the 6, 4-2 Gatemen lead over Orleans alongside Josh Richardson. I'm Cory Miller back here on Cape League TV. 2 runs for the Gatemen in the 4th and the 5th to get out in front. Called strike 2, inner part of the plate on McDonald. Orleans got one back in the bottom of the 5th. That's where we stand right now. 4-2 Gatemen lead. Second matchup of the season between these two squads. Pettit back to work in his 3rd inning. Kicks and fires on the 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. McDonald set down to begin the top of the 6th.
Heart of the order for Wareham here in the 6th. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Yost already has a 2 RBI single. This is a big chance to, just keep trying to tack on more runs. After those 2 innings back on Wednesday, that 1st and the 4th inning, Wareham was just done scoring. Can't stop now.
Yost takes a curveball, bottom part of the zone, 0-1. As Josh mentioned, the 2 RBI single in the 4th. Waits on an 0-1. Lays off that pitch down low, 1-1. We've really seen Yost all around the lineup this summer. Mostly in the 5th spot lately, but early in the season, top of the order, seen a little bit at the bottom, but has showed some power and ability to drive runners in, especially tonight. 1-1 pitch, swinging at that pitch down low, and it's 1-2. So while the placement in the lineup has obviously varied, the defense and center's been a consistent force, as we've mentioned. Pettit raises the glove, into the wind, and the 1-2. In the dirt. Good take by Yost, 2-2. Yost, Carnes, and then Stripling, if someone can reach here in the top of the 6th. Pettit gets the sign, comes home on the 2-2 now. That one just misses, inner part of the plate, and Yost has worked the count full.
Seeing a couple of those inside fastballs get called for strikes. A little bit too far in on Yost there. Now a chance to work a walk.
Carnes on deck. Pettit winds and deals. 3-2 pitch. Getting a piece of that was Hayden. Yost fouls it straight back.
He really has been swinging a much better bat as of late. Average back over 200 at 211. His glove is already so good defensively that you got to pencil him into the order.
Another 3-2 pitch, high chopper to the right side. Coming in and charging is Covarrubias. Off balance throw to first, not in time. With the shifted infield, Covarrubias had a long way to run. Yost hustling all the way down the line, and he beats it out.
And that's one of the lone times that hitting into the shift is bad for the defense. It was a long run for Covarrubias, who was in that shallow infield grass and had to charge all the way up onto the dirt to try and make the throw over. And at that point, Yost, the speedster, obviously showcases his wheels in the outfield. Reaches first base safely here in the 6th.
Hunter Carnes is 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 8 entering play since joining the Gatemen. First pitch, inner part of the plate, called strike 1. Struck out his last at-bat. Couple pitches before that punch out, though, was part of that crazy play. Was it fair? Was it foul down the first base line? Ultimately ruled foul. They say O'Shaughnessy touched it in foul territory. Would have driven in a run. Now here in his 3rd at-bat. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball tips outside, 1-1. Yost leading off of first after the infield single. 1 on, 1 out. 4-2 Gatemen, top of the 6th. 1-1 pitch. Fastball at the knees, called strike 2.
Nice pitch from Pettit. Really getting an extended outing here. He's only at 46 pitches through 2 1/3. If he gets through this, it can match Takamoto for total innings today.
1-2 now. Swing and a miss. Carnes chasing pitch low in the zone. Set down on strike, second strikeout of the inning. Now 2 away for Landon Stripling.
The 3rd baseman, number 17, Landon.
Here comes the shift again from Orleans. Kucherek moving over to the right side of the second base bag, and Covarrubias dips out into the shallow outfield.
First pitch from Pettit to the right side, over towards the second base bag. Shading and firing across is Covarrubias in time for out number 3. So for the Gatemen, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on. 4-2 the lead, so we played 5.5 here at Eldridge Park. Moving ahead to the bottom of the 6th on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
The Gatemen holding on to a 4-2 lead, Eldridge Park. Back here on Cape League TV alongside Josh Richardson, I'm Cory Miller. So Shea Went goes 2 innings out of the pen, gives way to a newer addition to the Gatemen, Tate McGuire out of Arkansas.
Well, a new/old addition to this Gatemen squad. McGuire, a member of this staff last year, pitched pretty well for the Gatemen. Coming off a long season for Arkansas and now ready to go here for his first appearance of the year.
A 3.81 ERA for McGuire last summer, 7 games, 7 starts, pitched 26 total innings, so a really strong arm for Wareham a season ago. Now here, though, starting out of the bullpen here tonight.
Not necessarily a surprise, right? You know, he had a long season, pitched a good amount of innings, so don't make him go, you know, the full length of what a starter has typically been going, especially over these last few games since the Gatemen started winning a couple of them, 5-6 innings. Let him work back into it, get into the flow of things, face a few batters, get a good feel, and then be strong the next day.
And the batters he's facing, bottom 3 in the order, Mendez, Kucherek, Bryce, 7, 8, 9. No hits between the 3 of them, just a walk by Kucherek in the second, later scored a run. McGuire just activated a couple days ago, 33 strikeouts compared with 12 walks last summer, just 11 total earned runs. Strong returning arm for the Gatemen, making his season debut. Him and Brayfogle in the field. Into the wind, and the first pitch to Mendez. Breaking ball at the knees, and a called strike 1.
It's a good way to keep an offensive hitter off balance. First pitch of the season, new to the squad this year. Think you're going to go fastball. Goes with a breaking ball.
The 1 now. There was the fastball. Behind on it was Mendez as he fouled it out of play down the first baseline. Gateman using a lot of arms out of the pen last night. McGuire now the second tonight, but a boost to get a fresh arm when you've relied on the bullpen the past couple games, and obviously the off day tomorrow for Wareham. Quickly 0-2. McGuire deals. Curveball, half-hearted swing. Mendez went around, and he's retired on strikes to begin the last of the 6th.
Nice pitch from McGuire. Welcome back to Cape Cod. Welcome back to the Gatemen.
Number 46, Ryan Kucherek.
If his at-bats can go like that, it's going to be a fun electric arm out of the pen for Wareham for the rest of this season.
Facing the shortstop Kucherek now. Kicking the delivery. Upstairs on a breaking ball, ball 1. Kucherek out of Northwestern. Walked, scored a run, and flew out. 0 for 1 tonight. A former LSU Tiger where he spent his freshman year. Hit .289 at Northwestern this past spring. 1-0 blown by him up in the zone. Now 1-1. Kucherek was one of the most prized transfers after his freshman year. Ultimately went with Northwestern. Waiting on a 1-1 pitch from Maguire. Another fastball. This time it's at the knees. Located well. Called strike 2.
Get ahead, stay ahead here for Maguire. It's the bottom of the order. Take advantage of it.
Into the wind. Comes home on the 1-2. Spoiling that one foul. Way out of play down the first baseline was Kucherek. Maguire's someone the Gatemen figured would join him at some point, but obviously depending upon how far Arkansas went this spring. Another 1-2 on the way. Fastball upstairs, stays high, and it's 2-2. Gatemen certainly happy to have him join the squad now in another close game.
Better late than never.
Absolutely. Into the wind, kicks, fires, 2-2. Breaking ball, cut on and missed, strike 3. Welcome to the game, Tate Maguire. 2 swinging strikeouts start his outing out of the pen.
I could get used to this.
Yeah, but the Gatemen could too.
Especially in a spot, you gave up 1 in the 5th, lead cut down to 2. You need a bounce back inning when you can't score in the top half. It's a good spot for him.
Dawson Bryce is 0 for 2, but he drills that one high and deep to left field. Daly in front of the fence is there for out number 3.
Bryce gave it a ride. Just not the trajectory.
And Daly all the way back, getting his first start of the summer in left field tonight, tracked it all the way. Ty sets down Bryce. A big out number 3, a scoreless outing out of the pen thus far for Tate Maguire. A pair of strikeouts and that flyout preserves the 4-2 Gatemen lead. We've played 6 here at Eldridge Park. The Gatemen up by a pair on Cape League TV.
At the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
The Gatemen holding on to that 2-run advantage. Easton Brayfogle kicks off the top of the 7th. Still Pettit in the game. Swinging is Brayfogle. Comes up empty on that hack. It's 0-1. Brayfogle, Gargett, Randall, 8-9-1 in the Gatemen order. Still facing Pettit on the mound, who replaced Takamoto after 3 innings. Pettit's gone now 3 out of the pen, the 2-run runs. But he's really bridged the gap for the Firebirds.
He's at 50 pitches.
An 0-1 pitch on the way. Out in front was Brayfogle. Taps it foul.
To have your first guy out of the pen go this long, match the distance that your starter went, only give up the 2 runs, both of them solo shots. I mean, just 2 bad pitches at that point.
Now Brayfogle, who has walked and popped out tonight, waits on an 0-2. Lays off a pitch out of the zone. Brayfogle hit .244, 5 homers, 31 RBIs, and 51 starts for Arizona this past spring. Started 40 games as a freshman a year ago. From 0-2 to 1-2 on the pitch.
laced into right field. On the move is Potestio. That ball gets down as he was into the dive, and it'll roll all the way to the wall. Brayfogle showcasing the speed. He's flying to third, and he gets there standing with the leadoff triple.
I could get used to Tate McGuire on the mound. I could get used to Easton Brayfogle on the base paths. He had 5 triples this past season at Arizona. Part of his 15 extra base hits. Gets one there. He was flying around the paths.
Potestio had a chance. Went into the dive. Couldn't make the catch, and then the danger with that, we saw it, the ball rolling all the way to the wall. Infield in for Gargett. Had that solo shot back in the 5th to left center field. His first big fly of the summer. Takes a called strike one. And Brayfogle on at third, 90 feet away. Infield in for the Firebirds. Pettit's pitch. Chopper to shortstop. Brayfogle coming home. Kucherak can't glove it cleanly. The recovery throw to first is going to be in time. Brayfogle scores, though. The Gatemen get that run back, and it's 5-2.
Yeah, Kucherak's eyes definitely just got really wide when he saw that was chopped to him, and Brayfogle was moving out of his peripheral. Wanted to deliver home before he even got the ball in his glove. Skipped out, still made the play over at the bag, but no play at the plate. Lead back up to 3 here for Wareham.
After the out, that'll do it for Pettit. 3 1/3 innings, the 3 earned runs. Most recently, that one, Brayfogle coming across on the RBI groundout by Gargett. The Firebirds turn into the bullpen here again. We'll return after a quick break from Eldridge Park on Cape League TV.
Being a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Sync Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law. That's synclaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Cole Triba, southpaw out of UC Santa Barbara, gets the call out of the bullpen. First lefty deployed by the Firebirds here this afternoon. He'll face the lefty Braden Randall atop the Gatemen order to begin his outing.
And he pitched to help close out that game back on Wednesday when the Firebirds traveled up to Spillane Field. Colby Turner grounded into a double play to end that one. So coming in a little bit earlier than he did back on Wednesday, but an important spot for the lefty. 3-run lead for Wareham against the top of this order.
The bases are cleared after the RBI ground up by Gargett following the Brayfogle triple. So 1 out, no one on. Top of the 7th, Gatemen lead 5-2 over Orleans. Triba's first pitch on the way. Breaking ball laid off by Randall outside, 1-0. Randall 0 for 3 tonight. 294, 6 RBIs entering play. Lefty on lefty matchup. Triba kicks, fires. Fastball right there for a called strike one. Randall, Clark, and then Daly, so a pair of lefties potentially for Triba to face. A 1-1. Randall taking another fastball on the outside corner, called strike 2.
Randall's got a 6-game hit streak going. He's 0 for 3 so far tonight.
Behind in the count, 1-2. Schreiber raises the glove into the wine, kicks, fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball down in the zone. Randall down swinging. There's now 2 away in the 7th.
The designated hitter, number 26.
Well, you go with a lefty, first one of the game for Orleans, but now you have to face Levi Clark with a platoon advantage. Walked in the first, hit by a pitch in the 4th, home run opposite field in the 5th. Now back up here in the 7th. Big day for the DH.
Waiting on the first pitch, taking a fastball in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Clark walked, was hit by a pitch, and hit that home run the opposite way in the 5th to right field. The shift is on against him. 3 infielders on the left side. Schreiber comes home on the 0-1. Another fastball right there at the knees. Quickly 0-2.
Schreiber's pretty locked in so far in this one. Quick work of Randall. Now ahead 0-2 on Clark. Got a battle here.
5-2 Gatemen. 2 outs, no one on. That pitch from Schreiber misses outside, 1-2.
That's a waste pitch. Just try and get Clark off of anything that he might have been sitting on. Now you can deliver back over the plate if you want. Bury something in the dirt. Try and beat him upstairs as well.
Schreiber's 1-2 offering. Fouling that straight back was Levi Clark, stays alive. Clark came in at .313, the team's leader in average. Now up to 2 homers, 3 RBIs after his solo shot in the 5th. Finding the count 1-2. That pitch coming. Backs him off the plate a little bit. Fastball inside just misses, and it's 2-2.
Clark always stands really far up in that box, so you get to a spot if you can, clip that inside corner well, especially as a lefty moving over the plate, you might get the call.
2-2 pitch, slowed him up right there on the outside corner, missed low and outside. And it's quickly gone from 0-2 to 3-2 with 2 away, no one on for Levi Clark. Ty Dally waiting on deck.
Clark's been in protection mode this whole time. He's only swung once on a foul ball. Big shift on him here, so watch a rollover.
Full count pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Offered at a changeup down in the zone. Schreiber comes in, sets down Randall and Clark on strikes, but not before the Gatemen get a run back. The triple by Brayfogle scores on the ground up by Gargett. Leads back up to 3, 5-2. We played 6.5 here in Orleans.
Cape Cod Central Railroad is proud to sponsor the Wareham Gatemen for the 2nd year in a row. Experience the scenic beauty of Cape Cod like never before. Journey through picturesque marshes, cranberry bogs, and dunes on our historic rail line. Whether you're savoring a 5-course gourmet dinner, enjoying a Sunday brunch with a live jazz band, or bringing the family on a narrated excursion, there's a ride for everyone. Departing from Hyannis and Buzzards Bay, visit capetrain.com to book your ride today. Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of the lightweight planting soil for green roof installations, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your newly renovated Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
We've already seen 2 Gatemen make their season debuts here at Eldridge Park. Why not a third? The big lefty Ty Stark takes over on the mound. Faces the top of the order, 1, 2, 3. But that includes 2 lefties in Patistio and O'Shaughnessy. An opportunity for Stark to impress in his season debut.
Stark, another guy that came in late to this Gateman squad. had a long collegiate season. Made it out to Omaha with Louisville this past year. Enters as a lefty. Certainly has a weird arm angle and delivery. Definitely a lanky guy. Stands pretty tall. Delivers from almost a sidearm, which should bode well against two lefties here for the Firebirds, up 1-2 in this Orleans lineup.
Stark at 6'6", 175. Batistio, O'Shaughnessy, Crossland, lefty, lefty, righty. Batistio was singled, was hit by a pitch, and then grounded out his last time up. Stark this past spring for Louisville, an ERA of 8.35 in 23 appearances, 18 in the third innings pitched, all out of the bullpen. Last year, though, for the Cardinals, 3.72 ERA. After Tate McGuire threw a scoreless inning in the 6th, here's Ty Stark in the 7th. Gets the sign, raises the glove, and his first pitch of the night. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. 1-0. As Josh said, kind of that sidearm delivery from the tall lefty. We'll see it here on the 1-0. Another pitch, outer part of the plate, misses outside. Quickly 2-0.
It's almost like a 4-motion windup. He sets, and then when he kicks, that ball goes all the way behind his back and then rips it forward to his left side to deliver that sidearm.
His 2-0 offering on the way. Sped him up right there. Fastball located on the outer part of the plate. At the knees, it's 2-1.
Certainly not the highest velocity type pitcher, but when he can locate well, fool a lot of lefty hitters that way, effective.
2-1 now. Up in the zone, stays outside, 3-1. Not a ton of punch-outs from Stark, 38 across his freshman-sophomore campaign at Louisville, but the ability to rely on the defense can come in handy when he locates. O'Shaughnessy waits on deck. Meanwhile, it's a 3-1 on the way to Batistio. Taking all the way, takes a called strike, too.
Stark can go to whatever he wants here. Payoff coming up.
5-2 Gatemen. Bottom of the 7th. No one on, no one out. Ty Stark on the full count pitch. And on the hands, fouled off the backstop by Batistio. Three Gatemen debuts tonight in Orleans. 2 pitchers, 1 position player. Brayfogle scored a run. McGuire the scoreless inning. Now here's Ty Stark again on 3-2. Another foul ball out of play to the left side. Gatemen trying to finish the job after the 7 unanswered runs by the Firebirds in the last matchup between these two squads this past week. Again, the 3-2 from Stark on the way. Sails high, ball 4. Batistio draws a leadoff walk.
The first baseman, number 10.
Brings up Michael O'Shaughnessy. Strikeout, hit by pitch. Scored a run after he singled back in the 5th.
First batter of the season for Stark. Ends up being a walk, and now you have to battle. You have the lefty on lefty, but even then, O'Shaughnessy's still a tough out.
Goes with the breaking ball. Good spot at the knees for a called strike 1. Outer part of the plate. Despite the fact that the ERA jumped just about 5 points between freshman and sophomore year, the batting average against for Stark actually went down from 275 to 257 this past spring. The 0-1-2 O'Shaughnessy is the heater that misses outside.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly say that he just got pretty unlucky when you look at it there. 19 runs allowed, 17 of them earned. But when you lower that average against, only allowed 3 more walks as well, so it wasn't control.
1-1 the count on O'Shaughnessy. Runner on at first, no one out, and a check in over on that runner at first, and Batistio takes a step or two back to the first base bag and safely.
Can't be the quickest pickoff move from Stark there either, even as a lefty. I mean, still winding that ball all the way behind his back and then tossing it. Won't get a whole lot of guys that way.
Looking for his first out of the summer. Batistio into his lead at first. Stark looks in, nods.
Into the stretch, comes home. Gets it by the swinging O'Shaughnessy. Now 1-2.
Already had that single into the opposite field back in the 5th. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Last 2 times reached safely.
And the count 1-2 on O'Shaughnessy with the runner on at first. Time called. Hunter Carnes jogs out to the mound to talk things over with his southpaw pitcher.
There's 3 seconds left on the pitch clock, so Stark definitely had the time, but quick mound visit here just to make sure that they have things squared away. You have a couple pitches you can waste for O'Shaughnessy here. You're ahead 1-2. Don't want to leave something over the heart of the plate.
And first time seeing Ty Stark for these catchers, including Hunter Carnes. Ryan Smythe has talked about, especially the past few games, that's part of the impressive makeup of a lot of these catchers. They're seeing a variety of new arms, which they've never caught before, have to get used to their tendencies, what works, and now obviously with a base runner, if he goes in motion. 1-2, the pitch to O'Shaughnessy. Just got a piece of it straight back to the backstop.
Such a trippy windup there from Stark, even with a guy on. Right off the end of the bat there from O'Shaughnessy. He stayed alive.
So much of it, you got to feel like it's about timing Stark in that delivery. There's obviously some movement to his pitches, not the fastest delivery on the fastball, but a unique windup nonetheless. Pitching from the stretch on the 1-2 once again, misses outside. Count to 2-2. Stark getting the call, facing these first 2 lefties. Only 2, 1 through 9 to begin the game here for Orleans. Batistio walked, and now it's a 2-2 offering to O'Shaughnessy. Again, misses outside, count goes full. Michael Crossland, the righty, waiting on deck. So he would obviously lose that platoon advantage. Was ahead 1-2 on O'Shaughnessy. 2 straight balls outside. Now a 3-2 offering. That one just misses low beneath the knees. O'Shaughnessy works the walk. Back-to-back free passes issued by Ty Stark. Brings up the tying run in Michael Crossland.
Look, if you want to get that guy out, you have to deliver pitches in the strike zone and make him swing. That's his 13th walk this season. He leads the entire Cape in base on balls. So big spot here for Orleans to try and cut this lead back down. Tying run at the plate in Crossland. Lux is going to have a chat with him, and that's going to be it for Stark.
Stark faced 2 batters in his Gateman debut, walked them both. Luxus and the Gatemen have seen enough. A call to the bullpen. The Firebirds threatening to come back here again, trail by 3, but they have 2 runners on, no one out. Crossland will be the hitter with a new Gateman pitcher on the mound when we return on Cape League TV.
Comes to protecting your home, car, or business, trust the team that's been covering our community for generations. For personalized coverage and service that you can count on, the choice is easy. It's Morse, of course. Visit morseins.com today.
A+ repairs smartphones, tablets, game consoles, and computers. Get it done right the first time. Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you with superior quality, expert guidance, and continuing support long after the completion of our project. We are proud to have built the infield for the Wareham Gatemen field. Go Gatemen!
The Gatemen up by 3 here on Cape League TV. Bottom of the 7th. Orleans threatening for a comeback here. Stark walked Batistio and O'Shaughnessy. A call to the bullpen. Appleby on the mound. getting loose, facing the heart of this Firebirds order with no one out.
And you got to go to one of your most trusted arms in the Gatemen bullpen. Appleby has allowed just one run so far this summer. Came against Falmouth in that 4-1 win. Across a total of 8 2/3 innings pitched, he's been as close to flawless as you can get.
The ERA sits at 1.04 out of Austin Pay. This is Appleby's 6th appearance of the summer. That breaks a tie with Campbell for first. Appleby also the team's leader in wins. 2 on for the Firebirds. No one out after back-to-back walks to begin the 7th. With Stark on the mound, now it's Caleb Appleby facing Crossland, the center fielder, hitting 3rd in the order, a base hit, sac fly, and strikeout for Crossland here tonight.
Appleby can strike you out, but he's also a guy that can force some ground balls. One right here would be great for the Gatemen.
His first pitch of the night. Fastball down low, ball 1. Appleby is also tied for the team lead in walks with 6. Not a whole lot of room to work with only a bag open and no one out. The Gatemen trying to hold on to this 3-run lead. Appleby looks back to second, now fires home, way outside, quickly 2-0 on Crossland.
And that was the spot that he was in when he gave up that 1 run to Falmouth. It was bases loaded and nobody out. Thankful to only allow the 1 score.
Appleby did get out of a bases loaded jam with no one out just the other day, but obviously not ideal to be put in that situation. Inherits 2 runners here, kicks, fires. Getting underneath of it was Crossland. Fly ball into left field. Dally jogs in, settles under it, and makes the catch for out number 1.
Unproductive out for Orleans right there. Tough break for the Firebirds. Great spot for Wareham now. Just a double play ball exiting the inning and holding on to that 3-run cushion.
Pisacreta, the catcher, inherits the big spot now. A double play, a strikeout, and a walk. The line for the catcher here tonight. Caleb Appleby back to work as he stares in. The big righty on the mound takes a breath, looks back to second. Deals on the 0-0. Breaking ball called strike 1. One out, 2 runners on. 0-1 the count on Pisacreta. Pitch from Appleby. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 2 as Pisacreta broke the plane anyways. Any way you slice it, it's strike 2.
He couldn't tell what he wanted to do there. Took it, and then by the time that got into Carnes' glove, he said, okay, well, now I'm going to swing.
2 straight strikes. Appleby looking for the second out of the inning. His 0-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball underneath it was Pisacreta. Lifts a pop-up behind home plate. Carnes will give it a look, but it lands out past the netting and out of play. Plenty of room behind home plate. Just not quite enough for Carnes, obviously, to make that catch, and they'll do it again on 0-2. The fly ball by Crossland got Appleby the first out of the inning after back-to-back walks by Stark to begin the frame. Appleby in relief now. After the foul ball, once again the 0-2. Fastball fouled straight back.
.92 on that fastball from Appleby. Certainly working high in his velocity range. Pumped up to try and get the Gatemen out of this jam.
Got that mid to upper 90s fastball at his disposal. 2 straight foul balls. It's another 0-2 pitch coming from Appleby. Weak fister to first. McDonald charges in, fields cleanly, steps on the first base bag. Both runners advance, but now 2 away.
Yeah, that was McDonald's only play. Maybe he could have thrown that down to second. Gargett was waiting on the bag. Would have gotten O'Shaughnessy out. So 2 lead runners move up, both in scoring position. A single from Covarrubias would probably bring both of them in with them going in 2 outs here in the 7th, but No runs come in to score just yet, and you just have to worry about the guy at the plate.
Second and third, 2 away for Covarrubias, the second baseman. An RBI single his last time up. Swinging and missing at that first pitch, breaking ball down low. 0-1. The guy they call Big Country trying to pitch out of trouble here in the 7th with his team up by 3. After a flyout and a ground out, there's 2 away. Trying to strand the runners on at second. Kicks and fires on the 0-1. Fastball down low, 1-1.
6'7", 245 pounds. He's been called Big Country since his Little League days. Nickname started to fade away. Now it's been brought back at his time with the Gatemen.
One pitch on the way. Just getting a piece of that was Covarrubias. Behind it, a weak number down the first baseline foul. Appleby a strike away from getting out of the jam. Runners on second and third, 2 away. Both of them Ty Stark's responsibility. Appleby's gotten the first 2 hitters he's faced since entering the game. 1-2, the count on Covarrubias represents the tie and run his team down by 3. Appleby looks in, fires home. Line drive into left field. Dowley coming in, Dowley lays out, and he can't make the catch. It's down for a hit. Play at the plate's not going to be in time as 2 runs come across to score. It's a 1-run game here in Eldridge Park on the hit by Covarrubias.
Dowley got a late jump on it. He laid out to try and make the play, Cory, but just couldn't get the glove there in time. It's his first start in left field this season. A difficult play for him.
Now it's Garza. The DH with the tying run on at first. Covarrubias takes off for second. The throw down is on the money to get him.
Nice throw.
Carnes the bullet down to second, tag applied. The Gatemen out of the inning. Not before the Firebirds make things interesting. 2 come in to score on the base hit by Covarrubias. A 1-run game here at Eldridge Park. The Gatemen coming back to the plate, leading by just a run in the top of the 8th on Cape League TV.
Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 171 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding areas since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
As the sponsor of tonight's game, PCT Federal Credit Union is proud to root for the home team. We're thrilled to offer great rates on auto loans, home equity lines of credit, and so much more. Visit us on Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
The Firebirds strike for 2 in the bottom of the 7th. The lead is just 1 at Eldridge Park in Orleans, back here on Cape League TV. Cory Miller alongside Josh Richardson. Cole Triba back to work for the Firebirds. Faces Dowley, McDonald, Yost. 3-4-5, a pair of lefties for the southpaw on the mound to face.
He struck out 2 back in the 7th when he came in. Brayfogle had that triple, but that was back off of Pettit. Gargett had that RBI ground out. Triba came in. 2 strikeouts, quick work of Randall and Clark. Trying to ride that momentum here, but a long inning for Orleans offensively could be trouble for him in his rhythm.
Dowley went around on a breaking pitch down in the zone.
Getting that play in left field, brought in 2 runs, laid out, gave it his best effort, just a bit out of his reach, couldn't hold on. 2 runs scored. Now hitting here in the 8th, another swing and a miss. Another big hack at a breaking ball.
It was a tough play for him. He did all he could out and left to try and get it, just couldn't make it to the ball in time. Has a chance to try and make up for it offensively.
A single, walk, ground out. 0-2 pitch to him. Weak tapper down the third base line, stays in fair territory. Triba's throw to first is wild and rolls up against the fence. Daly turns, will jog into second, holds up there, and he's in scoring position to lead off the inning.
That was going to be a tough play for Triba to make. He was moving over to his right along that third baseline. Did a nice job to glove it quick, turn and fire, but something we've talked about so often, Cory, that internal clock. So much time taken on that slow nubber over down that third base line that as soon as he had to grab that ball, turned, fired, and the throw was just offline, didn't get a chance to set his feet.
With the lefty on the mound, tougher play to make. Now here's Caden McDonald. Ground out in a double play, hit by pitch and a strikeout. Lefty on righty matchup. Gatemen lead by just a run as that breaking pitch is down for ball 1. Top of the 8th. Runner on at second, no one out. For the two-way player McDonald, getting the start at first base tonight. The cleanup man against Cole Triba. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
It goes down as a single for Daly and advance to second on a throwing error. Daly's second hit of the day. Both of them low velocity into left field.
Big swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-2 on McDonald. Came in last night as a defensive replacement for Chris McHugh, who fouled the ball off of his leg. McDonald, who's contributed quite a bit as a two-way player for the Gatemen this summer. A 1-2 pitch on the way, slaps it foul. Tad behind in protection mode on that fastball down in the zone.
Yeah, he's been pretty late on those fastballs, and it's pretty easy to explain why. Cole Tribe is pumping 93. For McDonald, somebody that hasn't seen a whole lot of pitches and live at-bats before this summer, got to adjust to the high heat.
A 1-2 pitch again on the way. Breaking ball in the dirt off of the glove of Pisacreta. Ty Daly up to third. 90 feet away now.
Heads up base running from Ty Daly. As soon as he saw that getaway from Pisacreta, he was off and running to third.
So now a prime opportunity to try and get one of those 2 runs back at the very least. The count's 2-2. Runner on at third, no one out. Top of the 8th, McDonald the batter. Tribus pitch. Off of the glove of Pisacreta again. Here comes Daly to the plate. He's in there safely.
Do it yourself, Ty Daly.
Reached first. The infield single, as Josh said, the air charge to Triba. And a pair of pitches now off the glove of Pisacreta. Brings them home 6-4 Gatemen. They do indeed get one of those 2 runs back. The counts move to full on Caden McDonald. Triba raises the glove into the lineup. 3-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Blew a high fastball by him. 1 away in the top of the 8th.
92 on that fastball. McDonald just laid on it. He was late on all the other fastballs in that at-bat. Triba just kept going back to the well, and eventually something had to give. But you got that run back. You still got time to get another, have some more insurance, but you're back up by 2. Big run there for the Gatemen.
First pitch of the at-bat to Hayden Yost. Fastball called strike 1, top of the zone. Yost the lefty. Carnes the righty, Stripling the lefty, and then Bravefogel the lefty. The lefty Triba on the mound. 0-1. Slowed him down right there. Called strike 2 nonetheless. At the knees. Fastball changeup quickly, 2 strikes on Yost. Triba back to work quickly. His offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That time a breaking ball. 2 straight swinging strikeouts. And after the run scored, Triba's looked good.
Quick work of Yost there. It's up to Carnes to try and keep this inning alive. Stripling stands on deck. Big spot for Wareham to keep trying to extend this lead.
Carnes is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts tonight. First pitch in the at-bat from Triba. Fastball way high and outside. Carnes, the FSU catcher, now part of the mix between Mac Rose and Levi Clark, getting the start behind the dish tonight. Throughout, Covarrubias at second, trying to steal second to end the bottom of the 7th. Batting here in the top of the 8th. A 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball just misses below the knees, and it's 2-0. Carnes now 1 for 11. And it's short time with the Gatemen thus far. And a hitter's count 2-0. That pitch now coming. Fastball right there, and it's a called strike 1. After Daly scored, did it all himself on the base pass. 2 straight strikeouts for Triba. No one on, 2 away. 2-1 pitch. Fastball by the swinging Hunter Carnes, and it's 2-2. Trying to keep the inning alive, the Gatemen in search of more, with Landon Stripling on deck. The righty on lefty matchup, no one on, 2 away. And now a 2-2 coming here from Triba. Swing and a miss. Chased an off-speed pitch well out of the zone and away. Carnes down swinging. 3 straight strikeouts to end of the top of the 8th for the Gatemen, but they get a run back. Daly reaches on the base hit, advances on the air. 2 wild pitches bring him home. The Gatemen get a run back. It's a 2-run cushion. 6 outs away from a win. Here from Eldridge Park on Cape League TV.
At the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Big country. Caleb Apple will be back to work, bottom of the 8th. 6 outs away from a Gateman win. Chase Cruson replaces Ty Daly in left, as Daly moves to first. So a couple of defensive alignment changes for the Gatemen. Moves McDonald out of the game. Garza, Mendez, Kucherek. 6, 7, 8. And a called strike 1 on the heater. First pitch of the inning from Appleby.
And you're just putting more experience in the field. Daly's played a lot at first so far this season. Cruson, obviously an outfielder. McDonald, not a whole lot of experience in the infield so far this year.
The DH Garza on 0-1. Grounder to the right side. Right at Randall at second. Couple of steps. Throw on the money to Ty Daly. 1 retired here in the bottom of the 8th.
5 more. Count them down, Cory. 5 more.
How about the speed in the outfield, too? Cruson leads this team in stolen bases. We've seen the speed all season from Yost Brayfogle on that triple. So theoretically, you're in good hands out there in terms of tracking balls down.
No fly zone.
Lefty on righty matchup here for Appleby. First pitch, rolled foul.
Mendez out, Robbie Levy in as a pinch hitter. So big spot for the lefty on righty.
Levy, typically the catcher, replaces the left fielder Mendez. 0-1 as that first pitch was rolled foul. Appleby after getting out of the jam
in the 7th. Bottom of the 8th, 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 2.
Nice change up there from Appleby. Just slowed it down, about 10 miles difference from fastball to changeup. Good pitch there.
Quickly 0-2, no one on, one away. Bottom of the 8th, 6-4 Gatemen lead. Appleby looks in, comes home. 0-2 pitch, misses just low on a fastball.
Carnes wanted that one. He was ready to jump up and toss it around the horn. 1-2 for Appleby here. You're still ahead. Got to work around. Make some good pitches here.
Count moves to 1-2 on the pitch hitter Levy. That pitch on the way, half-hearted swing. They appeal to the field, and Levy did indeed cross the plane down swinging.
4 more.
Well, how about the work Appleby's done? Inherited
work,
those
too.
2 runners.
Quick work.
Daly almost made that play in left. Plated the 2 runs, not charged Appleby. Now he's got the first 2 outs here. And that 7th inning could have been worse. Was just the Orleans Firebirds just a run away from tying things up, now down by 2. No one on, 2 away for Ryan Kucherak. First pitch he sees, chopper to third. Coming in and picking it is Stripling. Throws to first, in time. A big-time performance by Big Country. A flawless 8th inning. Post the 0, the Gatemen 3 outs away from a win, 6-4. We move ahead to the 9th on Cape League TV.
A good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or a family member has been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Sync Law. Live, life, law. Covering all residential and commercial real estate matters. You live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law. That's synclaw.com. Sync with an I, not a Y. Be selfish. We represent only you.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Firebirds go to the bullpen once again, now on the top of the 9th, trailing by 2, down to their final 3 outs. First, though, the Gatemen could be looking for more insurance runs. Will do so off of a new arm in Isaiah Magdaleno, 6'3", 215-pound right-handed pitcher. University of Hawaii, so the Firebirds started this game with Takamoto out of Hawaii. Magdaleno now, here in the 9th, also out of Hawaii.
Number 44 in all of D1 Baseball for their top 10 relievers, d1baseball.com, that is. Huge improvements off of his freshman year, had more wins, more strikeouts, more innings, more saves, just everything across the board. Just continued to improve. 2.7 ERA this past year in the Big West.
Faces Stripling, Brayfogle, Gargett, 7-8-9. Lefty on righty, first pitch, Stripling. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
We ran out of time, Corey.
Yeah, how about that defense?
Oh, man. He's got a vacuum over at third.
0-1 pitch on the way. Underneath of it, little cue ball, left side, just over the Gateman dugout. Lands foul, and it's quickly 0-2. The offense has come alive for Stripling. The defense has now come alive. Again, he played mostly first base at Florida this past spring, just 6 games at third, so he's had to kind of adjust on the fly. In the past few nights, he's made some great plays. 0-2, up and in on a heater, lays off 1-2.
But just defensively, Corey, I mean, that loss to Harwich on the walk-off, you know, neither of the runs for Cooper Consiglio came earned. That was because Stripling made a pretty costly error over at third on a throw.
Lays off that pitch in the dirt, 2-2.
But since then, I mean, he's recovered and been outstanding at third. I mean, he had multiple putouts yesterday that left both of us with our jaws on the floor. He's doing it again so far tonight.
He's worked it from 0-2 to 2-2. Pitch here. Breaking ball rolled down the first baseline, stays in fair territory, and an easy play for O'Shaughnessy to take to the bag himself.
Breyfogle had that triple back in the 7th. Scored a run for the Gatemen. Another hit here. Really be one of the best season debuts that we've seen all year.
Yeah, that triple scored the run back in the 7th to make it, at the time, a 3-run game. First pitch he sees of this at-bat, fastball just misses low.
That was off of Pettit, and then Triba came in. All 5 of his outs came via the strikeout. Gave up that 1 single to Ty Daly.
Magdaleno back to work on the 1-0, now 2-0. Another pitch misses low. Javar Williams comes into play left field after Robbie Levy pitch it for Mendez, the left fielder, in the bottom half of the 8th. Breyfogle that triple in the 7th. Batistio could make the catch, roll to the wall. Breyfogle showed off the speed. In a hitter's count, 2-0. The pitch, shattered bat, looped to the other way on a hop, unable to make the play cleanly is Kucherak. So Breyfogle will reach, goes against the shift, and even with the broken bat, still gets on.
That's the 2nd time today that Kucherak has had difficulty on the transition, getting it from his glove and then moving a little bit too quickly to move it into his right hand to throw over. It would have been a really difficult throw. He was moving to his right over towards third, would have had to throw it all the way across his body. Already had Breyfogle moving very fast on that triple back in the 7th. Go down as a single for him.
Would have been a tough out, obviously, as you mentioned, with the speed from Breyfogle into his lead on at first. Here's Gargett, had that home run early in this game, lays off a first pitch breaking ball down for ball 1.
I'd love to see some of those wheels here on the base paths. You have an out here. Gargett's been swinging a hot bat, but maybe a hit and run, maybe just have him steal anyway.
Checking over on Breyfogle, dives back in safely. Gargett did drive in Breyfogle on that ground out. Too short.
Yeah, he's got
back
2
in the
RBIs
7th.
today. He's having a nice day.
Up to 7 on the season, gives him the team lead. The 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball inside corner at the knees for a called strike 1. Runner on at first. 1 away. 6-4 Gatemen. Top of the 9th. Second game of the season between the Firebirds. First one at Eldridge Park. 1-1 the count on the righty Kais Gargett. Magdaleno deals. Fouled straight back. Gargett then the top of the order in Braden Randall. After a scoreless inning from Appleby to keep the lead at 2. 6-8-0 the line for the Gatemen, 4-5-2 for the Firebirds. A 1-2 pitch now. There goes Breyfogle. Pitch misses inside. Throw down to second, way late. And Breyfogle swipes his first as a Gateman.
Bisakrita tried to throw that one from his knees. It was in the dirt, wouldn't have had time to pop up and throw it. Stolen base for Breyfogle. 2 hits and a walk in his Gateman debut. Have a night.
Now in scoring position, the count is 2-2 on Gargett. That pitch on its way in the dirt. Checking his swing as Gargett lays off. Count moves full on the Gateman shortstop with Randall on deck. A strikeout, the home run, and the RBI groundout. The night so far for Kais Gargett. Breyfogle in scoring position on at second, 1 away. 6-4 Gateman. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Gargett tried to check that swing at the last minute on a pitch down low. Went around, though. Set down on strikes for a big out number 2.
Yeah, but he knew it. As soon as that ball, or as soon as that bat left his shoulder, just kind of winced in that batter's box and started walking back towards his dugout. Tough break for him, but you got a man in scoring position for Braden Randall. Try and drive him in here.
0 for 4 is Randall. Trying to keep that hit streak alive. First pitch he sees, fastball, called strike one, inner part of the plate. Strikeouts in back-to-back plate appearances for the Gatemen leadoff man. Gatemen 294, 6 RBIs. At the time was the team lead since passed by Gargett. The leadoff man on the 0-1, breaking ball. Appeal down to the field on the check swing. It missed outside on the location. They say Randall held off. Count even at 1-1. The Gatemen looking to get the second of those 2 runs that scored for Orleans. Swing and a miss at a pitch down low, and it's 1-2 on Randall. Those 2 runs coming in for the Firebirds in the 7th. The Gatemen got 1 of those runs back. So as we stand, it's a 6-4 ball game. Runner on at second, 2 away. Now the leadoff man Randall on the 1-2 pitch. Swings and misses. So Magdaleno pitches around the single and the stolen base from Brayfogle. Keeps the deficit at 2, but the Firebirds down to their final 3 outs. Wareham trying to close it out and escape Orleans with a W. We'll return here on Cape League TV after a quick break.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Sports Turf Specialties has set the standard for high-quality natural grass athletic field construction. As a full-service athletic field construction company, we specialize in design, build, and renovation of native soil, modified soil, and sand-based athletic fields. Our team will provide you...
The Gatemen just 3 outs away from a 6-4 dub over the Firebirds. Luke Nixon will pinch it for Dawson Bryce, 9th in the order. Caleb Appleby back to work, trying to slam the door in the 9th. First pitch to the pinch hitter Nixon. Swinging, high chopper, right back to the mound. Appleby steps in, throws to first, a little wide of the bag. Daly changes his position, keeps that right foot on the bag, even with the throw taking him into foul territory for out number 1.
Good athleticism from Ty Daly there to adjust as soon as he saw that throw from Appleby was going to be a little bit wide. And it kind of had to be. Appleby was kind of standing at one end, Nixon in the middle, and Daly at the other end had to adjust something. Top of the order now.
Anthony Battistio facing Appleby. First pitch on the way. It's a fastball in for a called strike. Appleby first came in the 7th. 2 runners were on. No one was out. 2 runs came in, but a great job to get out of the inning. Then a 1-2-3-8. That's where things stand right now. 6-4 Gatemen, no one on, 1 away. And now an 0-1 pitch on the way from Appleby. Just slapping that foul over the Gatemen dugout out of play was Battistio.
You're ahead quick. This is a big chance to get 2 outs.
Appleby came in to this game tied for the team lead in appearances, now solely in possession of first place. He's thrown 24 pitches so far tonight through 3 innings, 3 1/3 to be exact. An 0-2 pitch. Curveball dips inside, 1-2.
You can get this guy, O'Shaughnessy's up with Nobody on and 2 outs. It's a lot different than him representing the tying run at the plate when he already has a home run this year at this park.
Batista, O'Shaughnessy, both lefties. No one on, one away. Now 1-2 pitch from Appleby. Hard hit the other way, slicing foul down the left field line, and it lands out of play. Batista, a single in the first, hit by pitch in the third. Ground out in the fifth, walk, scored a run in the seventh. This team trails by 2 with one out, no one on in the ninth. Appleby back to work on the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Nice pitch.
Outer part of the plate, got the swing and the miss. The Gatemen an out away from a 6-4 win.
Now batting for the Firebirds, first baseman number 10, Michael O'Shaughnessy.
Now this isn't the guy that can hurt you here, even if he gets on base. Then it'll bring up Crossland, and that's the at-bat that matters. You're playing with house money against O'Shaughnessy here.
Appleby 1 out away. Big Country, as they call him affectionately. First pitch to O'Shaughnessy. On the outside corner, called strike 1. If Appleby can get O'Shaughnessy, he will have pitched 3 innings. Allowed just 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Escaped the jam in the 7th. Trying to slam the door. Up by 2 runs is his team. No one on, 2 away. Looks in, kicks and fires home. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A breaking ball, O'Shaughnessy out in front of, down to his final strike. Appleby came in with the ERA under 2. Now under 1. Gatemen a strike away. 6-4, no one on, 2 away. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Behind a big-time performance from Big Country to seal the deal, the Gatemen outlast the Firebirds in Orleans, and they win this one 6-4.
Huge win for Wareham. Get back in the win column. You shake off everything from last night, a game that you were so close to beating the top team across all of Cape Cod. You lose it in the 9th. This time left no doubt. Big 6-4 win and avenge that 7-5 loss from a couple days prior.
They score 6 runs. They held the lead for most of this one. The difference between last game, the Firebirds, the 7 unanswered runs to erase that early 5-run Wareham lead. But how about the work by Caleb Appleby? Comes in the 7th. 2 runs score, not charged to him, but gets the 3 outs of the 7th. Retires the side in the 8th. Retires the side in the 9th. Goes 3 innings, no runs, and seals the win for the Gatemen.
And now his ERA on the season down to 0.77. I think this team has found its closer and one of its most reliable arms out of the bullpen. What a performance from Caleb Appleby. Now you get the off day tomorrow. Carry this momentum over into next week because it's a big week. 4th of July coming. Monday, the only off day before a week after. So 6 straight days of baseball here now for Wareham.
A big win for the Gatemen. They moved to 6-7. Orleans falling to 6-7. As you said, the Gatemen back to winning ways. Avenged the loss early in the week against Orleans. As we wrap things up here against the Firebirds, for Rayna, Maggelet, our sideline reporter, Chuck Luarasi, our producer, along with Abby Smith, our other producer for Josh Richardson. This is Cory Miller saying so long for now. Next game is Tuesday against Chatham. Until then, good night from Orleans.